Hey everybody, thank you for joining. This is Gina Krupsky from Gina K Designs,
Hey,
our
Heidi.
star teacher today. Gina, thank you for coming to do our Marion Light class here at the Simon Says Stamp Studio. Reed and Brian, let's give a good woo. They had some Christmas music playing when we walked in the office today. We got some of our sparkles on for y'all. We're excited to be in class. It's festive. Gina's on her stool, so she's as tall as I am today.
I'm taller, actually.
Yeah, you are taller than me, Gina. Look at this. So I'm Heidi at Simon Says Stamp, and this is Gina. She will be the teacher. Oh, I hear somebody on. Is the camera doing okay? I'm like, lights, camera, testing to make sure everything's okay. And we will be moderating the chat today. So Tara is going to be moderating the chat, providing links to any products. This class is free for all of you. And if you received a kit, I hope you're ready and prepped with your kit and supplies out. If you don't have a kit, know that we will be linking in the chat to the products, many of the products that Gina's using today, except for the amazing embossing folder. Those of you that have a kit, this embossing folder, incredible, love it. I can't wait to work with it. So the rest of you can know that the inks and the dyes and the stamps and the fuse machine and Gina's famous intercut cutting machine, all of those things are available for all of you anytime. And if you have questions during class, Tara will be answering the chat. Well, you're the teacher, and I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
No,
Sorry.
Sorry, you're doing
Gina.
great. You're doing great.
Reed's in the background moderating the chat too. So if you guys have a question, Reed can pass it on to the teacher, and you can talk about the rest of the things, Gina.
Well,
Tell us more about your class.
Well, first, I want to say how excited I am to be able to do this class live with you. Last time we did a class together, we were in two separate states, so this is so much more fun. And it was especially fun yesterday because we went shopping to buy shirts that match today's projects, which you're going to see in just a little bit. Isn't that exciting?
And Reed already warned us everybody's going to want to know where we got these from.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you want to tell them.
Do you want to tell our secrets, or should we wait till the end of class?
No, go ahead, go ahead. We went to Nordstrom.
Yes.
And we asked the lady, we said, we have to have shirts that match our cards. And she was like, what is card making?
What?
And we converted somebody else. Don't worry, we have a new person now, right?
For sure.
So I'm just so excited to be here, and doing this live with you in the studio is like a dream come true. And so Reed and Brian, thank you guys so much.
My dream come
too.
true. Yeah.
All right, well, this class is called Marion Light, and we are going to be using a 3D embossing folder. Now, if you didn't get the kit, a lot of the tips and tricks that you're going to learn today can be used with any 3D embossing folder that has coordinating stencils.
Okay.
So I think probably a lot of the people that our Gina K Designs fans have some of those, but we looked on your website and you've had quite a few too. So you probably have some 3D embossing folder somewhere in your collection that has coordinating stencils, so you could try some of these tips and tricks. Now, if you don't have that part, all you really need is a big poinsettia stamp that you can use for the focal image, and just kind of watch the tips and tricks for 3D embossing, and you can use those for a future 3D embossing folder that you're going to get, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're not just doing 3D embossing. She was in my studio last night at my house making, at the end of class, Gina is going to have lots of cards that she's going to be showing you that are additional ideas. In class today, she's going to have 3 projects we'll be making, but at the end of class, you're going to see even more ideas with these great products. So I think these tips and tricks are going to teach. I've learned, I did get a sneak peek of class, so I feel like I've learned, and I'm sure I'll learn some more things today, but I think all of us are going to learn new ways to use a lot of the products that we have. So thank you, Gina. I'll step off and excited to join you.
Okay, this is going to be awesome. And I am going to show the projects, but first I want to show the kit in case people are getting their kit things together. Let's take a look at what's inside this kit. This is a big kit too. So what you'll find in your kit, oh my goodness, look at this cute little sticker. Everybody gets a sticker of some sort. Did they all get the same one, or did they get the teacher's pet, or is there a variety?
Thousands of teacher's pet out there today.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So you are our teacher's pet. That's so awesome. And then, of course, the Simon Says Stamp lollipop, which everybody loves. I'm going to save that just in case my blood sugar drops. All right. Then you're going to have the exclusive collection of our light, medium, and dark cranberry ink cubes. They have not yet been released at Gina K Designs. They will be soon, but If you have this kit, you're getting these early. And you also have our medium spruce ink. So this is the green we're going to use today, and then we're going to be using all 3 of these cranberries. Then you should have gotten 2 beautiful Simon Says Stamp blending brushes. You'll have a large one and a small one. And what I really like about your brushes, Heidi, this is pretty cool that they have these little protective lids on them. That's pretty snazzy. So everybody should have gotten those. Then you're going to have a bag of these beautiful 3mm flat sequins. And I'm telling you, flat sequins are awesome, especially when you're mass producing holiday cards, because they don't add any additional bulk to your cards, so you don't have to worry about it damaging the envelope. So you'll be using these a lot in your holiday card making. Okay, then you're going to have this beautiful grand poinsettia 3D embossing folder. And inside the folder there is also, behind it is the coordinating die and some greenery, which I have an open kit, which I'm going to show you. This is what that poinsettia looks like. It is so beautiful, and this is what the greenery die cuts like. Now, these 2 are tabbed together. Leave them that way. Don't worry about detabbing them. Most of the time, you're going to want at least both of them to be cut, so just leave them tabbed together, and you can cut them both at once. This way, you don't have to worry about any of that. Then you have this really pretty Marian Light stamp set. And these greetings are fantastic for any of your Christmas cards, not just your poinsettia card. What I love about this set is you've got this big Happy Holidays and this big Merry Christmas. So you can make cards for any winter holiday, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, any of the December holidays. You're going to be able to use this because you've got this gorgeous Happy Holidays. If you want Christmas specific, we have that. If you want to make tags, we have a to and a from in here. And then we have some inside greetings, which are beautiful as well. May your days be merry and your heart be light. Wishing you a holiday season filled with love, a holiday gift just for you. So you can see how these can be used for all of the winter holidays. And then this gorgeous collection of snowflakes. And we're going to be using those to create some backgrounds. And we're going to show you a fun stamping technique where you can make your ink look like it's more than one color. So stay tuned for that. Then we have a coordinating die set for that Marian Light set. It is huge. Look at how many dies are in there. A huge die set, and every single one of these words cuts all around the greetings, lots of open spaces in there, which I love. I know Sherry Carroll did these dies for us, and she always does such an amazing job.
And I love the font.
I love the fonts too, really fun in there. And then you also have in your kit a 4-piece layering stencil, and this is going to be the crown jewel of this poinsettia, and we're going to be teaching how you can create the look of almost like a no-line watercolor by using this stencil set. So like I said, if you missed out on the kit and you have other layering stencils that coordinate with 3D folders, you can use these same techniques. And if not, you can bookmark this video, and when you do get some combos like this, bundles like this, you're going to be able to use these techniques in the future. So this is going to be a great class whether you have the kit or not. Then you have cardstock in here. You've got 2 pieces of white 80-pound, 2 pieces of a heavier cardstock, a base weight, and I can't think of the weight of this. Is it 110? Okay, 110 cardstock, and you also have 1 piece of this gorgeous, what is this called, evergreen, or?
I think it's a midnight
Is
green.
it midnight green? Okay. This is, I love this because it's a green, but you know if you're a Gina K Designs fan, I use black on every card, so today I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and
It
using
is Christmas.
but I'm using a green that's almost black, so I'm good with that. So this is all of the components here. These are all the components that come in your kit, and hopefully you have them all out and you are ready to go. Now, I do want to show you the cards that we're going to make today. So we're going to make 3 different color combinations. We're going to start with this card. Well, we're going to do these poinsettias in order. We're going to do them all together. We're going to do this focusing on the light carnation. the light cranberry, sorry, light cranberry. We're going to be making this one focusing on the medium cranberry, and then we're going to move to this tag focusing on the dark cranberry. Now we are going to do a little bit of a mixture between these to get some of this depth, and you can see on here there's a little bit of dark cranberry or medium cranberry on there. We'll show you how to get that look as well. Now, the one thing that I didn't have when I was originally making my stencil, my cards, is these beautiful sequins that are in the kit. So I used a different sequin here, and you can see that they're cupped and they're kind of bulky. I love these so much more. So we're going to be using these today in all of the cards that we actually make. But if you're looking at these, you might say, well, these sequins look a little bit bigger and they look more bulky. Yeah, I couldn't get these in time, so I had to make my card samples with these. So that's the only thing that might look a little bit different. And after we're done making our cards today, I'm going to show you 4 bonus projects that you can make. We won't have all of the instructions, but once you actually make these, you're going to be able to look at them and see that they're going to be super easy for you to recreate. And all the photos will be on the Simon Says Stamp blog, right?
Yes, the Simon Says Stamp blog is going to be the home base for the added products that you're using today, and then we're going to have the photos from your projects today on the blog.
Perfect.
SimonsSaysStampBlog.com.
And I owe you a couple more photos because last night Heidi and I were making even more projects. So, okay, so now let's talk about the cardstock and the cutting. We're going to start with your paper cutter, and we're going to start with the white lightweight cardstock. Okay, so you want to get a piece of that 80-pound white cardstock, and Reed and Brian are so awesome. Brian put all of those measurements up there in the corner for you, so you're going to be able to follow along with me as I cut this cardstock. So what I like to do when I'm cutting cardstock is I like to cut my cardstock in half and then in half again to just get quarter sheets. So let's do that first. We're going to take this piece of cardstock in this horizontal position, and we're going to start at the 5.5 inch mark because we're going to cut it in half. So that's what we're going to do. This is the 80-pound. We're not doing our card bases yet. We're going to cut the 80-pound in half. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to cut it at 4.25 inches. So I know most of you are avid card makers, and you know how to cut 4 A2 panels out of a sheet of cardstock. But if we have new people here, these are the measurements for cutting A2 card bases, or A2 card panels. 4.25 by 5.5 inch panels. So we've got one sheet here that we cut into 4. Okay? Now we're going to get that other piece of white lightweight cardstock, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it in half at the 5.5 inch mark, and we're going to turn it and cut both of them at the 4.25 inch mark. And we're going to give everybody a chance to get caught up while I get my
So Gina,
heavy base weight. Yeah.
Right now, it seems like we're making 8 panels that are all the same size.
Correct.
Right now, to start with.
And
okay,
these are
8
all
panels.
These are all that 80-pound, that lightweight cardstock.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to use these to actually cut those individual panels that you see on the screen, and then we're going to keep the extras for die cutting and to make our tag too.
Okay.
Although we can make our tag out of a piece of heavy base weight if we want. It's totally up to our crowd out there, whatever they want to do. Now let's cut our 2 card bases. So we're going to take one piece of that heavyweight cardstock, that 110-pound cardstock, and we are going to cut this at the 5.5 inch mark, and we're going to have our 2 card bases, 2 for 1 right there. All right. So now let's just put our card bases aside. We'll score them in a little bit. We're going to keep cutting. So somebody asked in the chat, I noticed they were asking about, are any master layout sets being used today? And so I'd like to just talk about that for a second. If you have our master layouts, and if you don't know what they are, they're all available at Simon Says Stamp. The master layouts are, they're dies that cut card panels in specific sizes that you could layer together. So the 2 master layout sets, for those of you that have them or want them, that you could use for today's card panels that are up there in the corner, are Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2. They will cut all of those sizes for you. So if you like die cutting, you like little fancy stitched edges, you want to step it up a little bit, you can use Master Layouts 1 or 2. Yeah, so I just wanted to, because I saw that question, a couple people had said, what Master Layouts can I use? Master Layouts 1 and 2. Now hopefully that little explanation gave everybody time to catch up, and we can move on to our Midnight Green card base. Let's go ahead and cut this into 4 even pieces too. We're going to cut it 5.5 inches, and then we're going to turn it, and we're going to cut 2 panels to 4.25 inches. Now the reason why I like to cut all of these into quarter sheets first is because, number one, we're not going to use all of them. But it really helps to organize your scraps for later. And we are going, everything that we're going to do today, we can cut out of one of these panels. So we're not going to have a ton of scraps. Sorry for the screeching. Okay, now let's start working on the measurements that are up there in the corner. So the first white panel, we're going to take one of these A2 pieces, and we're going to keep it in this vertical position, and we're going to cut it at the 3.5 inch mark. If you're using Master Layouts, this would be the equivalent size of Master Layouts 2.
So basically it sounds like we really should buy Master Layouts.
Well, if you want the decorative edge, I would say it's never going to be a bad investment. You're going to love using it all the time. But we also wanted to make sure that today's class was going to be doable for everybody, so we didn't want you to need those dies. However, they are really pretty, and I'm sure that you've seen them. I always need them. It does make them perfect. Now the next cut, we turned that a quarter turn, and we're going to cut that at 4 3/4 inch. All right, and that is our smaller white panel. Now let's move to our larger white panel, which is the next one on the list. We're going to cut this one in the vertical position to 3 3/4 inch. All right. Then we're going to turn that a quarter turn, and we're going to cut that at the 5 inch mark. Now we've got a larger panel, so we've got a small one and a larger one. Next, we're going to move to our greens. Now the green one we're going to cut to 3 5/8 in this vertical position, and if you have trouble figuring out 3 5/8, here's my little tip. Go to the 3.5 inch mark, and then I'll use the lollipop. I knew it was good for something right away out of the box. You're just going to move down to the next larger tick mark there, and that will be your 5/8 right there. So you can start at the 3.5, just like the white panel, and then just move down 1/8 inch from there. Then we're going to turn that. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going here to that 4 3/4 inch mark, and then I'm going to move it over to the 7/8 mark. So 4 7/8. Now some people don't have any problem with that, but some people really do. And just knowing that if you start at that white measurement and then just move down one little tick mark, you're going to have the perfect tiny little 1/8 inch border going around. Okay, and if you hear a beep, that's me. I'll tell you right off the bat, that's me. All of the people that watch me and have been watching me for years know I'm a type 1 diabetic, and that is my pump just telling me that I need to, I know Brian and Reed, they're over there looking for an open refrigerator door, a microwave that's going off. It's me, guys. All right, and I'll fix that in just a minute.
You're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right, so the next green one we're going to cut at 3 7/8. So I always like to go to that 3 3/4 inch mark and then go up to the 7/8 inch mark.
This is our second green panel, right, Gina?
This is our second green panel, yep.
Okay.
So if you're looking for the sizes, they're just all posted right up at the top corner there. And then we're going to go to the 5 1/8. All right. And that one is going to coordinate perfectly with that larger white panel. And once again, you're going to get that beautiful little 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. All right, let's go over to Heidi and see what she's doing over there. Heidi?
So I'm checking my panels to make sure I did them right. I probably should warn everybody during class today, Gina gave me permission to go rogue, but I do not plan on going rogue on these panels. The panels I want to pay attention to and get my measurements right. So I'm just checking them, making sure they're all lining up okay. And when I say go rogue, I mean like Gina's gonna show us some techniques, and I like for you to see an alternate variation of the technique. She promised me that it's not gonna hurt her feelings if I vary a little bit, but so you all know, then you'll see more than one option for each technique that she's doing for how it looks like if you put a heavier hand on your blending, you know, all that stuff will come up. And then Reed, do you have a question before we?
Yeah, before we move on, Heidi, a few people asked if they missed out on the announcement of the kit. What is the best place to see announcements from Simon Says Stamp and things like that?
Sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletter. This kit, I mean, this kit just sold like gangbusters. It sold out so quickly. Gina, I don't know, was it a few hours?
It did. It sold out really quickly.
The kit went fast, but all the supplies that you are linked below in this YouTube video that we're using today that are still available, and including these amazing ink cubes. Those are the stamps, the dies. Gina's products are exceptional, and I can't wait till we get to use your machine, your foiling machine.
Fuse,
yes, I'm good foiling.
Yeah,
So-
that'll be fun too. And keep in mind that, you know, if you miss this one, just go on to the Simon Says Stamp website, type in poinsettia. You're going to see a huge variety
Good
of
idea.
large poinsettia stamps that you could use in place of the focal images on these cards. So you don't have to miss out on making beautiful poinsettia cards, but you can also use these tips and tricks for 3D folders for the future too.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Back to
so
class.
now we are going to go back to the overhead here, and we are going to start doing some die cutting. So let me get the intra-cut. Here's the intra-cut. I have to remember to step off the...
We'll zoom out for you real quick.
No, not at all. I'm just like up in the air here because I have to be as tall as Heidi. So this is the Gina K Designs intra-cut machine, and if you're new to this machine, let me just show it to you real quickly here. This machine has different dials here where you can die cut, letterpress and 2D emboss, and 3D emboss. Now, with that being said, we are actually going to 2D emboss with our embossing folders. We're gonna 3D emboss using the 2D emboss setting. All right, and all the instructions are on the back of the folder, so you don't have to worry about remembering this. The instructions are on the folder. What's nice about this die cutting machine is whether you're embossing or die cutting, you've got a tension knob. It's a press and twist knob that you can make your machine tighter or looser, so you don't need any shims at all. The handle is also removable, and you can store the handle in the drawer. There's a drawer on each side, so if you like to keep special die cuts in there, or you're traveling and you want to put your handle in there, you certainly can do that. The other thing that's nice about this machine is that when you open it, as long as you're working on a surface like a glass mat or a very smooth tabletop, it doesn't move. You see how it's stuck to the table? It makes it a lot easier to use. And then the handle just has a little button here. You just push that down and put it right onto the machine. It snaps on, and then when you want to take it off, you can do the same thing, and you can store it. So this way, sometimes embossing machines are a little harder to store on certain shelves because the handle gets in the way. Okay, so we only need 2 plates, and actually only 1 plate for embossing. So we only are gonna need 2 plates for everything we're gonna do today. We're going to start with those extra pieces of white cardstock, and we are going to use the poinsettia flower that comes in the 3D folder. So yours is probably stuck to your embossing folder. It comes taped onto the back of the folder. So pull this flower off. You can also pull the 2 evergreen pieces here, these little pine needles. You can pull those off. And like I said, this is attached together with some tabs. Just leave them attached. Don't detab these at all. You don't have to detab them. You can cut them both together. You won't lose them. They'll stay together. It's bigger, less pieces to lose if you're like me. I lose things. So now we're going to start and cut 4 of these poinsettias. So these quarter sheets are perfect for cutting poinsettias. If you want to cut it more toward the top, you can always save these scraps for greetings for later. I am going to have my machine set on die cut, and I've got it set right at 0, but if you're using a Spellbinders machine or a Sizzix machine, whatever you use for die cutting is perfect for cutting these dies. And we're going to cut 4 of these out. What's nice about this machine is because it's stuck to the table, I don't even have to hold on to it. I can do this whole thing one-handed. So if you've got anything on your Christmas list, like a Simon Says Stamp gift card, this die cutting machine might be a fun little treat for yourself down the line if you do struggle with die cutting. It does make it really easy. All right, I'm gonna cut 3 more of these. And you can see I've got my cutting mat on the bottom and I'm putting my plate on top. Oh, look at everybody here. Welcome, everybody. It's great to see all of you popping in from all around the world. Some people are up in the middle of the night across the world to join us for class. Isn't that awesome, Heidi?
Gina, didn't you even say that there was somebody in your Facebook group who, well, first of all, Gina has a Facebook group, which is amazing. There was a lot of chatter in the Facebook group about class. Was it Rosemary? Who was watching us, who was going to watch class today when we were on our way? We were driving into the class today. You said there was somebody in your...
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. I remember seeing the post. I remember I liked it earlier, but...
I remember Miss Jenkins, but I don't remember if Miss Jenkins' first name is Rosemary.
Yeah, no, Tracy. Tracy.
Yeah. So shout out to Tracy, who was going to watch us live today.
Yes, we love TJ. She posted that she was all ready to watch the live, and it was like 3 hours ago. She was set. So hi, TJ, if you're watching. Oh, goodness. I see Kathy Zilski here, Jennifer's here, Susan's here. We've got so many of our industry friends joining us, and then all of you who are taking the class or came here for the tips and tricks. This is exciting.
So we're cutting all 8 of these white pieces of paper into poinsettias, right?
4.
Oh, 4.
We're cutting
okay,
4
of them into poinsettias.
All right,
and
4 poinsettias.
Okay.
So that's all you need for today's class. Just make sure you keep 1 panel for our tag today. If you want to cut more poinsettias, you certainly can. Or you can use that other sheet of heavy base weight cardstock, which is the 110 pound, to make your tag, and you can cut 8 poinsettias. That's totally fine. All right.
Well, you can probably hear me cutting over here because I cut extra poinsettias, but more fun.
Heidi, you're such an overachiever. Maybe you're the teacher's pet. All right, now you have to refresh my memory on what this is.
That's a Judikins tape. It's
Okay.
a masking tape by Judikins.
Okay.
It's available at the Simon Says Stamp website.
Okay, so this is a masking tape similar to the Gina K Designs Masking Magic. If you have Masking Magic, you can use that. I like to use this type of tape to tape down my die cuts when I put them inside the 3D embossing folder because it helps them stay in place. So you can either use Masking Magic, you can use the Judikins tape, or any other type of low-tack tape. Now for embossing, we're only going to need the bottom plate. I don't know the right sandwich for every single die cutting machine out there, but I would say if you have Simon Says Stamp 3D embossing folders, whatever you use for those, it's going to work with the Gina K ones as well. So we're going to open up that embossing folder, and we're going to feel which side is raised and which side is indented. So here, this is the indented side. So we're going to put the pretty side of the poinsettia, and when I say pretty side, I know it looks the same on both sides, but really with die cutting, can you see this edge, how it looks a little bit like it's bent toward us? And this side looks very smooth. This is the pretty side. So we want to put that pretty side into this embossing folder. Now, if you're struggling to figure out where to put it, when you've got it turned upside down, look for this tiny little point right here. See this tiny little point? And that goes right there on that tiny little point. So that's a way to just remember where it goes. It'll be easier for you to find it. And then kind of press it in there a little bit so that it's tucked in there really nicely. And then take a little piece of your low-tack tape or your masking magic. Do you need some low-tack tape, Heidi? I'm hoarding it over here.
I've got some in my hand.
Okay. And then I would just tape that down so that this doesn't move when we run it through the machine. All right.
So Gina, did you say jiggle it a little bit? Like I want to make sure I'm lining up my poinsettia right in here.
Yeah,
like,
I jiggle it a little. I push it in there. You can almost feel it snap into place.
Okay.
We're gonna see what you're looking at. What are you doing?
Read.
Yeah. Let's get on to Heidi over there.
So that was the little point that she said, and
Yep.
so I found it, but it's like kind of sliding a little bit. But I found you said if I just shift it. Oh, okay.
Do you
it did.
feel
It
it?
kind of
You
locked
kind
into
of feel
place.
it snap into place.
Okay, yours look different than mine, but now I feel like I'm on your same page. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. And then I'm going to turn my Intracut to 2D emboss. And you can either keep it at 0 or you can loosen it just a little bit if you want. I would always say looser is better the first time through. If it's not tight enough, you can always tighten it up, but you never want to go too tight and you never want to force an embossing folder through your machine. You can bend your folder or you can actually break it or damage your machine. So it should go through relatively easy. If it's not, like this, see that's not going through very easily, I'm going to loosen that up a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to send it through the machine.
Like butter.
Now, I'm going to look at this and see if I feel like it's embossed heavily enough. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. But did you see how easily it went through the machine? So there we go. There is our gorgeous embossing folder. Look at the 3D. I'll tell you, the 3D embossing folders are really something special, aren't they? They're they're just so beautiful.
I think that's probably if we had an Oscars ceremony, I think the product of the year at the Oscar ceremony would be 3D embossing folders.
I agree. I think so too. They really
We're
would
dressed
be.
for the Oscars. Maybe we should just have it. We should just call it the Oscars.
We'll have our own Oscars. Yeah, the Simon Awards. Simon is a name, the Simons instead of the Oscars. All right, now let's go ahead and do that to all 4 of them. While we have everything set up, things are working properly, let's go ahead and do all 4 of those. I kept my little piece of, sorry Heidi, my stool's in the way.
I used some random tape for my drawer, and it's not as good as yours.
Oh,
so
here.
I might borrow yours on
I'm
this
happy to share
second
with you.
poinsettia. The random tape on my door wants to eat my paper.
Oh no,
So thank you for this.
That's all right. I have a few extra ones cut from when we were playing last night too. Well, you also cut a bunch of extras already.
Yeah, but I colored mine.
So I'm going to go ahead and send the next one through. I have mine loosened to about 2. So it is +2. There we go. It's another one. Now, even if it gets off a little bit, like you see, mine is off a little bit, that's just telling me that I might want to do 2 pieces of tape. I'm not worried about it. It's still going to look really beautiful. I'm not going to throw that one away, but I am going to, I have it here. Okay. I am going to use 2 pieces going forward.
Hey Gina, quick question from the chat. Should they be dampening the paper, or are you doing this completely dry?
I do it completely dry. I never dampen the paper. I don't find it necessary, and I think you can see that we are not getting any cracking at all. It's just a beautiful embossed image. However, if you prefer to, some people do like to dampen the paper first. Some people do it with a very, very light mist of water. Other people do it with a light mist of alcohol because that evaporates pretty quickly, but it just adds a little moisture into the cardstock. Now, I will tell you that people that do dampen the paper and have better results with it, sometimes they live in drier climates, like in the desert. You know, maybe you're in Arizona, you might want to dampen the paper a little bit. But here in Columbus, in Wisconsin, our winters are just wet and cold, and so we really don't need to do that up here. So, yep.
I mean, can you, those of you who have a device that you're watching on where you can comment in a chat, Would you please throw some hearts in there for Gina on this embossing
no.
folder? The details of the poinsettia leaves and the blooms on this poinsettia are insanely beautiful. And if you're cutting it, or if you can see Gina, look how the depth and breadth of this embossing folder is. That's the like magic of 3D, which really allows this technique, I think, to come to life. So if you're in the chat and if you're somewhere around your computer and you can throw some emojis at Gina, I love emojis. I think Gina could always use the positive reinforcement. Just for this embossing folder is outstanding.
Oh, I love you, Heidi.
I love this embossing folder.
Oh no, here it comes, the flood of hearts. I love it.
Well, you deserve them.
I always watch Heidi's classes, and I saw when Tim and Mario were with you guys, when you guys were out in Arizona, how many times did Tim say, throw some hearts in the chat for Heidi? I love it. I forgot. I'm going to remember to say that before today is over. So
Isn't it fun?
Look at all
I
of
mean,
that.
look, Gina, look at your screen.
I
People
know.
like what you're doing.
Oh, well,
thank you.
they're
You bring
so
such great
kind.
products to life, and then you teach us how to use them. Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you guys so much. I love all the red and green too for Christmas. Look at that. That's so fun. All right, well, we should have all 4 of our poinsettias almost embossed here. How are you doing over there, Heidi?
I am teacher's pet right now. I did not get a teacher's pet sticker, but I think I'll get one after class because
Yes.
I have all 4 of my poinsettias are ready to go.
There you go.
Oh, she handed me the sticker.
There you go.
If you got a kit, you know about this teacher's pet sticker.
That's so fun and so cute. All right, I'm going to put my die cutting machine away, and Heidi, your flowers look fantastic over there.
You made it easy, Gina. Thank you.
So, for those of you who have not seen this, this is Simon Says Stamp newest stamp and stencil mat, and it's fantastic. It's lower tack, which I think is great. Brilliant idea. The other thing I really like about it is that it's black, so it doesn't ever look icky. That was pretty smart over there. Smart cookie.
That was my idea.
I love that idea.
Every now and then I have an idea.
So one of the things that we want to do is we want to look at the embossing folder, and we want to position our poinsettia in the same orientation as the embossing folder. And again, look at that little skinny point there and find a little skinny point. And then let's just pop our poinsettia onto a sticky mat, a grip mat, whatever you use to hold down your paper for when you stencil. Some of you may not use a mat at all, and you just put a little bit of tape on the back and put it on some scrap paper. That's totally fine too. Now, I've got my mat here. The next thing that I'm going to get is the stencils. Now, let me tell you a little trick about the stencils, because the stencils are they're very interesting here, the way you're going to be able to see what orientation to put them in. And hey, Brian, my iPad is giving me an ad here. I don't know if I probably did something to it. But okay, so let's take a look at these stencils. Now, what you're going to notice, let me turn it in the light so you can see this. I want to find the right, okay. Can you see this etching here? If you can see the etching, you're holding the stencil properly. If the etching isn't there, you have it upside down. So look for the etched side. And then you're going to see the outline of an A2 card going around. Make sure the flower is high up at the top and you've got empty space down here. And now you're holding the stencil the right way. So you can position all of your stencils so that you see the etching. There's the etching. Right there, you can see it. You can also see the etching of the rest of the flower. Everything is etched for you. You see up there? That's how you know you're looking at the right side, because none of that etching is on the opposite side. And again, you've got empty space down here. So I'm just making sure that all my stencils are in the right orientation to get started. It's going to be easier for you to be able to get started this way if you've got everything etching forward, white space at the bottom. Okay, so now we have our stencils all facing the right way, and we're going to start with Let's see, which one are we going to start with? Let's start with this one. Now, our stencils aren't numbered because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you start with. But I'm going to pick one, this one that we start with, and this way we can do it all together. Now, another thing you might notice about the stencil is the stencil looks a little bit big for the design. And that's so that you can get all the way to the edge so there's no white space sticking out along the perimeter. If you have a little white space after you're done, that's totally fine. I will make sure that I teach you how to get rid of that, okay? Okay, let me grab one paper towel here. And I don't know if you've ever cleaned your stencils with alcohol before, but I like to use 70% rubbing alcohol. I think Tim likes 91% rubbing alcohol. Is that right, Heidi? It doesn't matter. Both of them work really well. I think Tim uses the 90% because it blends so well with his gorgeous alcohol inks. But either one, whatever you have in your craft room, is a great way to clean your stencils. Thank you, Brian. And then I have a paper towel. Now, some people will put their alcohol in a spray bottle like this, and that's great if you don't have any sensitivities. I do have a little bit of sensitivity to chemicals, and so I just like to put the rubbing alcohol right onto my paper towel directly. But you can also clean your blending brushes in between layers if you want, just by having a damp paper towel with a little alcohol on it, and you can lightly rub the bristles. It'll take the bulk of the ink off, and because it's alcohol, it'll evaporate and dry quickly on your brush, as opposed to using something like water that takes much longer to dry. So I like to keep a little alcohol wipe close by just in case.
Where'd we buy the alcohol from, Gina?
CVS. We went to CVS. We bought other things too.
Yep.
We bought, Heidi got her teeth things, and I got my...
I want to whiten my teeth. And Gina got juice.
I got juice, so I'm set for today. Okay, so we're going to start with this light cranberry. So this is kind of the look that we're going for. We're going to do the light cranberries. Now, this technique can be used with any 3D embossing folder that has layered stencils with it. What we're going to do is we're going to ink up this light cranberry onto this blending brush, and we are going to focus as close to the edge of the stencils as possible, the inside edge, okay? So I'm going to just reposition this because I need to do that. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Now, if you have a brand new, big, gorgeous, white Simon Says Stamp blending brush, let me show you the easiest way to ink up a big blending brush with a small ink cube. If you do this, you're only going to get ink in the center of the brush. If you take the ink cube itself and you rub the ink cube over the brush, you'll get it all over the bristles. See how I'm just going across that dome? That's giving me a lot of ink onto that blending brush. So that's a great way to ink up your big blending brush, especially the first time. All right, so now we're gonna start by, we're gonna use the blending brush real close to the inside edges of this stencil, and we're gonna go with a little bit of a heavy hand. So you can see I'm going real close. You see how the white edges are still white? Okay, and I'm going in a counterclockwise direction, and then I'm going to go back around again in a clockwise direction. And the reason I do that is because if you only go in one direction, you're going to get heaviness on one side of the stencil, and you're going to have white areas on the other side of the stencil. So go counterclockwise around, and then come back and go clockwise around. This way the bristles are hitting all the edges of the stencil. Now I'm going all the way out, but as I start to go out, I'm gonna really loosen up my grip. So I'm gonna it's just gonna trickle over the edges of these leaves or petals. Did I ever tell you about poinsettias? I have a little poinsettia story to tell you guys. That I learned that the poinsettia flower is actually not what we're looking at right now. These are all leaves.
Oh.
The poinsettia flowers are just the tiny little stamen that are on the inside, and everything else is a leaf.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I guess, you know, as they go in, they get more colorful. So I'm adding that extra little bit of color, and I'm staying very, very light-handed toward the outside. This is going to allow us to create all kinds of depth as we do this for every single layer. So I'm going to pull this stencil off, and you can see now, you see all that depth in there? And then you've got these beautiful light pink areas
I sure
toward the
hope people are
outside.
doing this today with us because this is so much fun.
Isn't it fun?
Heidi, we're gonna check in with you.
This is like therapy, man, woman, whatever. This is just what people is an expression. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, it's
just
all right.
this blending is so therapeutic. It's wonderful and it's magic before our eyes. And then I can't wait for the next layer because it's going to be another revealed layer. Look at that.
So pretty. All right, now we're going to go with, let's go with this layer here. This one has the stamen open here in the center, okay? So I'm going to position this on top. And now, we're only working with 4 colors today for all of the cards. So my stamen, the little center doodads here, the actual flower right there, that's the flower. That's it, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
The flower part of the poinsettia is going to also be in a cranberry color. But if you're at home and you've got access to all of your different ink colors, you can take a little piece of that masking magic or that Judykins low-tack tape, and you can put that over the center so that you can actually do your stamen yellow if you want, which is more realistic for poinsettias. We're gonna do ours in pinks today because we don't have other colors here, but either way, it's beautiful. You can see what they look like in the cranberry. So if you want to mimic this, you can do this cranberry look. All right, so once again, I'm going to ink up this blending brush with that light carnation.
I was going to borrow some of Gina's tape.
Oh, where did I put it? It's right here.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing again. I'm not worried about getting color on here, right? Because we're gonna put color on it anyway. So I am starting in the middle again, and I'm going to work my way around in a counterclockwise rotation and then go back again clockwise, getting the heaviest amount of ink toward the bottom of each of these leaves or petals. I still wanna call them petals. And then as we work our way out, we're going with a lighter hand. And it's really important to keep going with that lighter hand because the light color up against the last layer is what creates all of that depth and it makes it look like no line watercolor. If you want to do it a little bit darker, you can add a little bit more. And remember, everybody's is going to look a little bit different, right? So yours might be a little heavier handed. You might be at home saying, I love this, but I want my poinsettias to be red instead of cranberry. I want them to be teal instead of cranberry. You can do whatever you want. There are no hard and fast rules here. We're just working with the exact items that were in the kit. Now watch the depth that you get when you pull this off. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that. And then I'm using that alcohol paper towel just to clean off the stencil. All right.
Reed, do you want to show him mine?
Hey, yeah, I do. Oh, my God.
Guess what?
You used to, that's beautiful though. You rebel. You went to a different color. Hey, you have more blending brushes than I do over here. All right, I will be the rule follower and Heidi will be the rebel. And it is awesome. I love it. It looks really great, Heidi. It
Thanks,
really
Gina.
does. Okay, now we're gonna go with this one and you'll see that it's got the little stamen kind of bubbles going around it. And we'll put that one on top. No, I really do like what you did there, Heidi. We're gonna go back and we're gonna add a little more depth into this. I think that'll be fun, because I don't want Heidi to just get to do that by herself. All right, we're gonna add the light cranberry. Somebody said, Heidi, you're a trip. You have no idea.
Tell my kids that. They're so embarrassed.
All right, and once again, we're going heavy at the center. And then we're gonna go light as we work our way out. Now this is a very soft, subtle design that I'm doing, but we can see here that if you want to do what Heidi's doing, you can add darker colors in there. Okay. So I'm going to pull this one off, and you can see what this one looks like. There we go. Oh, the layers just pop out at you, don't they? They just jump forward. I love it.
I love the
How are you
process
doing
of
over
doing
there?
it. Thank you. I love the process of doing it. It's really fun. Ink blending is just my jam. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Ooh, look at you
Okay,
with the dark. That's going to be gorgeous. I want to see. I can't wait to see the reveal. Reveal it, Heidi. Oh, that is beautiful.
So I just went ahead and used all of my inks all at once. But yes, you're right, Gina. I did have multiple blending brushes.
Yeah, well, you know. She's cheating over there, but that's okay. She's still the teacher's pet today. All right, now we're going to do our final layer. All right. And we're going to do the same thing again. So hopefully everybody's having fun that's crafting along today. And if you're watching, if you're the kind of person that likes to watch and then do it later, which that's kind of how I am. I like to watch and then be able to do it with the pause button so I don't feel the pressure. But whatever works for you, I hope that you're enjoying this and I hope that you're getting some tips and tricks here.
And the video will live on. So Gina, I know we're live right now, but this video is going to continue on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel in perpetuity, I guess is what they say. So we're gonna leave this video up so you guys can rewatch it at any time. If you wanna share what you're making, we're gonna share using the hashtag on Instagram, SSS Merry and Light, M-E-R-R-Y, and Light, L-I-G-H-T, SSS Merry and Light. We're gonna post these projects using that hashtag so you can easily find them. And please, please, please post the projects you make using these products in today's class on hashtag SSS Merry and Light as well, because I think it's fun for us to see how other people might go rogue too.
Absolutely. It's always fun to see other people's ideas, and when you share, you inspire others, and that's what our whole crafting community is about, right? All right, now because I only have one blending brush and I wasn't offered
hook you
more,
up,
no,
girl.
I'm just kidding. I want everybody to be able to do it with just what they got in their kit if they don't have extra blending brushes and blending's new. I'm going to go to the medium cranberry here, and I'm going to add a little bit of medium cranberry onto my brush. And now I'm going to go back with those stencils, and all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of medium cranberry just to darken that inside area. All right. There's one. I'm going to go back with all of them. I'm going to lay that on top. Do two. Just a little bit. I'm not doing a lot, but just a little bit. It just creates so much more depth. See how those colors just start to pop. Same with this. And I'm going to go real light-handed here. So just the little edges of those, the stamen, the flower, are picking up some of that color. And then the very last layer here. So if you wanted to add more color, you definitely could do this. If you're happy with the more subtle look that we got initially, you can do that. But here, I'm not even re-inking my brush. I just using that little bit of medium cranberry that was on the brush, and that just creates all of that gorgeous depth. See how it looks like no-line coloring? See how every layer underneath looks, it really enhances that 3D area, right? All right.
I love it.
Oh, Heidi, I love it. I love it too. Now, you see how Heidi has a little bit of white edge going around her poinsettia? A little bit?
Yeah,
A little bit.
do.
I love the way that looks because it does create some separation. But if you don't want to do that, you can go back with your lightest blending brush and just add a tiny little bit of white onto there. So
Of the light color?
yep,
just
just
go ahead
a
and
little
do the
bit.
whole,
Yep,
with no stencil.
With no stencil, yep.
Okay.
Let's take a look at what Heidi's doing there, Reed.
Oh, that,
We'll go to Heidi's screen. So you see how it just softens the white a little bit? Are you getting that?
yeah, because here it's there's a white spot and there's a white spot.
Yep.
So what you're saying is just take my brush and
Yep, and just kind of soften that a little bit so you don't see the line of demarcation quite as strong. And then if you're using a sticky mat, like yours is gorgeous, Heidi. I love the 3 cranberries together.
I do too.
Virginia, I don't wash the brushes in between. All I do is I will take a brush or a piece of paper towel like this that has a little bit of alcohol on it, and I can just rub the brush over the alcohol, and that will get the bulk of the darker color off. I do have 1 brush for every color family. So I'll have a red brush, an orange brush, a yellow brush, a green brush, and then I will use a little bit of the alcohol just to lightly pull the color off. And then this is actually ready now to be used again with that light cranberry, so you don't have to worry about transferring the darker color onto your lighter ink. Now I am going to clean the stencils because we're going to move to our next poinsettia, and make sure that you take your poinsettia and put it somewhere that you're not going to lay it on something like your tidy towel or your stamp chamois or your alcohol. You don't want to do that. Just get it out of the way, but don't lose it. And I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol here, and I'm just going to clean my stencils. The reason why I'm cleaning them, even though I'm still using cranberries, is you see the way I piled them up on each other? I probably got ink on the back here, and I don't want to ruin my next design. So I'm just going to wipe them front and back, and then we're going to move on to our next poinsettia. Now, you guys have learned how to ink blend this poinsettia to create all of those beautiful darks and lights. It's going to be the same for all of these. The difference is we're going to start now with the medium cranberry instead, and we're going to do 2 medium cranberries. So we're going to do, let's see here. We're going to do the poinsettias for this card next, which is all with the medium cranberries, and then I went back over it with just a tiny bit of the dark cranberries. So let's go ahead and set 2 poinsettias up on this stencil mat, because we can do both at the same time. And if you have a grip mat or whatever you have, just set them up. And again, I like to match them to the embossing folder because it makes it very easy to line up the stencils. So looking for this tiny point here, matching up with this tiny point, and then I'm going to put that up here on my stencil mat. And I'm going to do the second one, matching that up the same way down here. So this way I'm working with 2 at a time. So you can do 2 at a time, especially when you've got one stencil, it's already inked up. Why not just pick it up, move it, and do that same thing on the other one. So again, I like to work from the bottom layer up. It doesn't really matter, but I think there's something about that for me that feels methodical. So I'm going to start with this layer right here. This is the very back perimeter. And this time, we're going to go with, any minute, Heidi's going to be pulling out a whole other color scheme. I know it. She's got access to everything back here.
I'm just trying to match up my stencil. I'm innocent.
Innocent? I would not describe Heidi as innocent. That would not be.
I'm just ornery. My dad used to call me ornery. And happy birthday to my dad. Yesterday was his birthday.
Aw, happy birthday.
He watches. I knew my mom watched these things, but my dad does too. When we were in Florida at the same time, Gina was in Florida once. I was with my parents, and my dad got to meet Gina, and my mom got to meet Gina, and they're like, "It's so nice to meet you. We recognize your voice."
Aww.
So they watch you too.
I love your mom and dad. They're awesome people.
I love them too.
I'm so glad to know they're out there watching. That's great. Okay, so we're going to go with the medium cranberry now. I just put a little piece of tape up here because I am very close to the edge, so you can always do something like that. And again, I'm inking this brush up this way because I find that to be a little bit of an easier way to get enough ink on these brushes when you're using ink cubes. I don't do that with pads, but I do it with ink cubes. All right, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to start very close to the center, working our way around.
You said you're using the medium cranberry?
I'm using medium. So what are you using? Hot pink, purple, orange, yellow. And then I'm getting a little bit lighter as I go toward the edge. Aren't these cranberries great? I love this color palette so much.
You know, I don't want to take away from the cranberries. I'm so excited about the green too.
Yeah, the green is
The
cool.
cranberries, yes, I think everybody is seeing them and enjoying their lusciousness, but just wait until you see the green too. It's so beautiful with the cranberry.
I agree.
Isn't it a peel and reveal for these stencils? It's fun.
It is every single time. Now, I will tell you that up here, if you are like a wide blender like me, this is a part that I would be a little bit careful of. And you have those Post-it notes?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. I know they're around here somewhere. I think they were in like one of these drawers. Okay, so I have a Post-it note here. I'm just gonna protect my poinsettia just by blocking it off with a Post-it note, especially when you're doing 2 at a time. It's real easy to be overzealous and you're, blending real big and bold, and all of a sudden you get somewhere you don't want it. So just use your Post-it notes to block it off. And seriously, did you guys see the Simon Says Stamp Post-it notes? They're so cute. You've got the cutest little Post-it notes. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with this one. We're gonna go, look at them, they're shaped like a paw. That's so adorable. Honestly,
So cute.
that is so cute. Look at them, Simon. That's adorable.
I wish you could have met Simon. He was ornery too. That ornery little Boston Terrier.
Well, they say that our pets kind of pick up on our energy. Not trying to say anything there, Heidi, but that ornery energy.
So speaking of pets, Gina, you have a new family member.
We do. Our little Zeus cat. He's our little orange Maine Coon, part Maine Coon. He is so cute. I was never a cat person. And then my daughter came to live with us after she got back from New York with her cat, and I quickly became a cat person. And now that I have Zeus, who's a good portion of him is Maine Coon. Apparently Maine Coons are the dogs of the cat world. They're big, they're cuddly, they run to the door to say hello when you come home. It's pretty cool. All right.
Is he on your phone as your screensaver?
He is not.
Okay.
I'll find him later, though. When you're demonstrating something, I'll find him and we'll share Zeus. Most of my audience has seen Zeus. They ask to see him and see how he's doing. But all right, so now we're going to go to the next layer. And don't worry so much about the stamen, because remember, on this card, we're going to be covering all of that, and they're not stamen. I know those of you that know the plant world, that's the flower. Don't worry about the center. We're going to be covering all of that with sequins, so we don't have to do any cover-ups here. But I want to make sure that that's in the right spot. And we're going to do the same thing again with this medium cranberry.
So these 2 poinsettias are going to be on the same card, so we want them to look similar?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you want to be a rebel like Heidi Crowell, and then you can do whatever you want.
Heidi, can we check in with you?
Well, I've only been working on the one flower. I forgot there was one. Sure, you can check in with me, but I still have my sticky note down here because I've just been going to town on the top.
Oh, that's okay. You can do them in any order that you want.
Okay.
All right, so I have layer 2 here. Now you can see I've got a little bit of white space here. Just going to take that blending brush and just lightly smooth that out just a little bit, those little white areas. And we can go over the whole thing later, but that just kind of covers that up. So hopefully by now that you're on probably starting your 3rd flower here, you feel confident and comfortable about your ink blending and how this is supposed to look. Oh, Sherry Carroll's here. Sherry, I just gave you a shout out, if you weren't here earlier, for the way that you did the dies for this Marion Light kit. They're amazing, and we love you. Thank you so much. They're beautiful. Where do you guys see the dies? Heidi, the dies and the Poly-Glaze and the stamp set, all of that is still available, isn't it?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I think that's awesome, because the dies and the stamp set are the words and the word dies, and then you can do Poly-Glaze, you can cut them out and foil them. They'll work with all of your Christmas cards, so yeah, I love that.
Can I show them? Is that okay?
Sure, yeah.
While she's blending. These
Yeah.
are the stamps and dies she's talking about.
Yeah, and it has coordinating Poly-Glaze too, which is fantastic. And when you
Reed
when
went to
you
go get
use
that.
okay, when you use foil on the words, I mean, those are gorgeous for any of your holiday cards and tags, even if you're not doing poinsettia cards. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I might have the Poly-Glaze back here somewhere, but I don't know. So, yay for Reed, making the run. All right, so now I'm gonna go to the next layer here. I'm gonna do this one right here. And position that. And again, because I'm up here in the corner, I just like to add that little bit of tape. And I'm gonna ink up this big chunky blending brush with medium cranberry. And again, the heaviest part down toward the base of each of these leaves and petals. I'm just calling them both now. And then we're gonna get lighter as we go toward the edge. And this is the way we build all of that depth. I really love this color. What's really neat about these cranberries is that they layer all together really beautifully for your layering stamps and your layering stencils. However, each of these colors is a bit unique by itself, and you can do some pretty amazing things just with these colors by themselves. Thank you. All right, Heidi's gonna show the Poly-Glaze. So let's take a look at Heidi's overhead, and you can see that's what the Poly-Glaze looks like. And if you're new to Gina K Designs, Poly-Glaze is very similar to toner foiling, except instead of toner, we've got gray ink coated with a Poly-Glaze material, which allows you to foil using a mink, a laminator, our fuse machine, and then you don't have to worry at all that you're gonna get any black spotting because it's printed with a light gray ink and then coated with that clear Poly-Glaze material. Very, very cool product.
And there's 6 sheets in a pack, which is great for
Yeah, you got a lot of words
mass
with that,
producing
right?
your holiday cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for grabbing that, Reed.
Yeah, no worries.
That's the thing about Reed, is he probably gets 40 miles of exercise whenever you go live because he's got to run and get something.
Have you ever counted your steps, Reed?
Yeah, we did this at the beginning of the year. I'm averaging close to about 15 to 16,000 steps a day. So,
Wow.
yeah, I move around a lot.
Today we're going to add another 15,000 to that.
Oh yeah.
All right, now I'm doing that very last layer here. How are you doing over there, Heidi?
Having a really good time.
Are you?
In these cranberry inks, Gina, which like you said, I think you said earlier, they're new to your line, so they're not available yet in the full size pads. But there's a light, a medium, and a dark cranberry. If you had to choose one, if you were stranded on a deserted island, that old question, what is your favorite?
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, you're asking me to pick my favorite, like, who's your favorite child? You know, that's kind of hard to do. But if I had to pick just one, I would probably pick the medium because it's in between. And if with a lighter hand, I can make it look a little lighter. With a heavier hand, I can make it feel a little darker and deeper. So now I have some white spotting here. All I'm going to do is soften it just with a light touch. I'm just going to go over the whole thing and just soften some of that white. See how it's just softened compared to this one? You see a lot of highlight here. Now when I just take that brush and I go over it, all of that just softens up and it doesn't look so white anymore. Okay, now we've got those gorgeous medium ones. And you can definitely see the difference here. This one is much lighter than this one. So you can get different looks with this trio of inks. Alrighty. So these two are done for me, and I'm gonna put these two aside, and I'm gonna clean my stencils, and we can see how Heidi's doing over there, and give everybody a chance to catch up in class today.
So what I did on mine was how I deviated a little bit from what Gina's doing today, is I did every other layer. So I did on this one on the table, I started with my medium cranberry, and then the second layer I did the dark, and then I went back to the medium, and then I went back to the dark, and that's how I got this top one. And I'm doing the same one, the same thing down here with what I'm doing right now, but I reversed it. So I put my dark layer on, darkest layer on first, and then my medium on second. I tell you, the best part is blending, and my hardest part is my most challenging is matching up the stencil, so bear with me. There we go. So now I'm gonna revert back. I do have the luxury of having 2 blending brushes with me, so I'm gonna go back to the darker, which is actually called dark cranberry, and I'm gonna do my 3rd layer with dark. I'm catching up to Gina. Do my 3rd layer with dark, and then after I finish this layer, I will revert one more time. Peel and reveal. Oh, I got a lot of white I'm gonna need to go over at the end. That'll be good. That's a good tip is Gina's to go over at the end with your
just
brush.
to kind of soften those white areas. So don't worry about it if you have that. You know, layering stencils, it's not an exact science. What we try to do when it comes to 3D embossing folders with layering stencils is we try to make the stencil a little bit bigger so that it actually curls around the outside of that stencil, of that embossed image. So they are a little bit bigger. And you want them to be a little bit bigger. But because of that, sometimes, you know, you might have it shifted just a little bit and you'll get a little white edge. But it's so easy just to go back over that with the blending brush and totally get rid of that. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now, show them what that looks like when you take that blending brush and just go over that real lightly. See how it just a little bit at a time starts to just soften. You still see it a little bit, but it softens it. It's not so stark anymore.
And I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
It really makes the...
I think the little bit of a white actually creates more separation, so it's so pretty. Okay.
Isn't it interesting how those side by side look so different, even though I use both medium and dark cranberry, but how they just blend? You can
look
make
like
so many colors out of 2 inks.
And you know what's nice about that? In real life, no 2 flowers are going to look exactly the same, the way the light hits it and everything. So it's nice to have that. She's looking at me with googly eyes. Okay, so if you have a sticky mat and you get ink on your sticky mat, you can clean it with the Gina K Designs Tidy Towel or your stamp chamois, and it won't damage the mat at all. But don't ever clean your sticky mat with alcohol, because alcohol actually, we use alcohol to take sticky stuff off of things, right? If you have a label stuck to something, it gets rid of the sticky, so just a damp cloth. And then I just like to make sure it's not wet before I put my next thing on it. All right.
And you've converted me, because cleaning the stencils with alcohol, I didn't usually do that, but it really makes your life a lot easier.
Isn't it
I just get my
fast?
stencils dirty, which causes a lot of ink contamination.
Yeah.
And because I don't like waiting for stuff to dry and making a huge mess, but this rubbing alcohol to clean the stencils is amazing.
It's awesome, right? Okay, once again, I've got my embossing folder here, and we can see that little point there matches that little straggly point there. And we're going to pop that on there. Just makes it easier to line up your stencils. Okay. Now the next color that we're going to use today is the dark cranberry. So let me show you what we're going to make out of the dark cranberry one. I have this beautiful tag. Look how vibrant that is. You can really see the difference, how this one is just a little bit lighter, that dark into those. Oh, I love all these cranberries. Don't make me choose. Oh, Heidi's wearing the sticker, the teacher's pet sticker. She's got it on her gold sequin shirt. I love it. You are the teacher's pet. Look at you and me. We can't see a darn thing without our readers on. All right. So once again, I'm going to go with that biggest stencil here. When I say biggest, they're all the same size stencil, but it's the outer perimeter of leaves. And we're going to do the same thing again with these, using the darkest color and getting real close to the inside edges of these petals.
Gina, could you remind them that tip about the stencil facing up? Which side is face up?
Oh, sure. Let's go over that again, because I know some people were probably, looking for their stuff. So it's very easy with these stencils to see which side is up. If you can see here, see the etch mark right there going down, and the etch mark of the other leaves, it actually catches the the ink too, which is kind of nice because it helps you see it right away. This is the right side of the stencil. On the other side, there is no etch marks. See, there's no lines. You can't see any etch marks at all. So that means you're upside down. So you want to do this with the right side up with the etch marks. And then to know whether it should be turned this way or this way, when you find the etch marks, you see the box going around the outside and how close the flower is to the top, but how far away it is from the bottom. That matches the embossing folder. The flower is close to the top, but far away from the bottom. So this is the right orientation. So hopefully that helps you figure out how to line these up. All right, so we're gonna position this. And again, these are gonna go, this stencil is gonna go over the edge. So it's okay, you know, if you look here and you see this little bit of black showing through from the mat, that's supposed to be that way. You are lined up okay. It might even be easier for you to look at the petals you're covering and make sure that those are covered properly. That might be an easier way for you to line it up, just to make sure they're properly covered. Okay, so we're going to use dark cranberry here. And again, I'm going to ink up my blending brush with dark cranberry. This one might be my favorite. This is the color of my sequins today, my sequin shirt. And I'm going to do the same thing that I've done on all of these. I'm coming in real close to the inside perimeter. And this cranberry, this one, has just a hint more brown in it that gives it that deep color. And that's so pretty.
Yes, to answer some questions I saw just come through, are these ink cubes are available at Simon Says Stamp right now. Yes.
And are you selling them in the sleeve with the spruce? Yeah, so you get the spruce in there too. So if you're new to Gina K Designs and you want to try our green too, and you see it today, you're going to love it. It's a great little try me pack because it's got those 4 colors, the 3 new ones and the spruce. All right, so look how deep that is. That color is a wow.
Oh, yes.
Let's see, here's Heidi.
Oh, gorgeous, Heidi, gorgeous. Now, let me just lay ours next to each other. Okay, put them don't put it on your ink cube there. See how Heidi has a little bit of a heavier hand. So her color goes all the way to the edge, but it's still lighter on the outside. It's gorgeous. I have a lighter hand, so my petals go almost out to nothing, but they're very dark in the center. Both of them are really pretty. I love the look of both. So if yours look more like Heidi, that's okay. If yours looks more like mine, that's okay. Just do what inspires you. Thank you. Actually, Heidi's inspiring me, so I think I'm gonna go a little heavier.
I like your, just be you.
I like that too.
There's
I
no
think
wrong
everybody,
answer.
there's no wrong way, not in crafting. There's lots of ways to be wrong in this world, but crafting, everything goes, right? Okay, so now we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna re-ink my brush. My brush is getting nice and inky. Okay. Oh, Beth Opal's out there. Don't forget to like the video. That's so awesome. You know, if you like the video, we would love you to give us a thumbs up because that really does help the channel and it helps get these kinds of crafty videos out to new crafters who would love to learn how to do this. You never know, it may even show up on your best friend's feed. You can get her involved or him involved. All right, so there we go. There's my second color. How are you doing, Heidi?
I'm having a great time, Gina. It just took me a little longer to line up my stencil.
That's all right. It's not a race, right?
Those of you
It's a
who are
journey.
watching us, how are you all doing? Let us know. Do you like blending? Are you an ink blender? And if your hands are free, if you've caught up to Gina, give her some comments on whether or not you're crafting live with us.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to know who is actually getting their hands inky at the same time we're getting ours inky. It's just fun to know. And I love at the end the hashtag SSS Merry and Light, MERRY, and Light, LIGHT. You can post what you make on social media, use that hashtag so we can find each other and see what different people are coming up with as blending variations and styles and what everybody's made with us today. So
Absolutely. Let's see what yours looking like over there, Heidi.
I'm trying to go super dark on this because I do love this dark cranberry.
I do
so
too.
I'm
Look at your depth you have in that. That is stunning. Let's give some emojis to Heidi in the chat. Let's give her some hearts. Let's give her some thumbs up. Let's give her some love. I love it.
Gina, I love you.
I love
Thank
the
you.
depth you have in that. It's gorgeous. No, it really is gorgeous. If I had something to do that with, I'd give you some hearts too, Heidi. I just don't have my device here.
I would say I'm your biggest fan, but you know, Gina's been taking very good care of my dog the last few days at my home. She's been staying with me, and now he is her biggest fan.
Oh
She's
my goodness.
finding the treats for him. She went out in the yard to get his favorite ball this morning.
I did.
She's giving him love. She's telling him how handsome he is.
I'm in love with Achilles. That's his name. His name's Achilles, and I love him. He is the best doggo. I love him. Oh, Heidi, I love what you're doing there with that deep, dark color. Because show that again, side by side.
Side by side with yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, mine's dark, but look at hers. Yours looks like velvet. It's just beautiful. Love it. I love it.
Okay, I got one more layer and I can
And
cover
I see,
up my white
Heidi,
spots.
look at the chat. That's all for you, baby. That's all for you. So I'm going to go around and just get rid of any little white edges that are in here.
Thanks, guys. It's fun to get to do this with all of you. So I've asked for emojis before for the people that are crafting with us. So now I'm not sure who's what. So if you're crafting with us, can you say something? Can you say, I'm making with you, I'm live with you making? Just so when Gina and I watch this back, or now you can even see
Yeah.
who is making while they're watching. Because a lot of people will watch and then go back and rewatch and actually make. That's a good way to do this too. There's no wrong way to do it. I just am curious. I'm nosy.
All right, let's go over to Heidi's camera and see what she's doing. I want to see the big reveal.
Okay, so these are my darks and my camera. I've got some whites. So what I'll do is that little trick Gina just taught us. And I've got some white spots in between my leaves for where I didn't line up my stencil perfectly. I do have my glasses on, but even with glasses on, it is hard, don't you guys think, to always line up things perfectly? I'm glad the chat is going with telling us. You can talk while I'm talking, that's fine on the chat. I will just go ahead and use Gina's hot tip. It's a hot take, or a hot tip as the kids say. And I didn't re-ink my blending brush, but you can see how nicely saturated that brush is.
That is.
I love blending. You guys, I'm just a blending fanatic. So
Yeah.
I'm just going through and I'm covering up some of the white spots the way that Gina was telling us about. And it actually gives me a chance to make the inside of my poinsettia a little bit darker than my outside. And I like that effect too. So,
I love it.
So
That
you want me to
looks
move on, Gina?
beautiful.
I could talk forever.
No, I want you to definitely, because it's nice to be able to see what both of us are doing, and it also gives our friends out there that are crafting along with us a chance to catch up, because they want to clean up as they go too. So I'm sure they appreciate the little bit of extra. Your poinsettias look gorgeous.
So there's poinsettia 1, here's poinsettia 2, here's poinsettia 3, and here's poinsettia 4. What is your favorite?
And here are mine too. Let's just take a look at mine. So you can see the difference in the tones of these different cranberries, where this is very, very light. This would be almost like the highlight of the shine of a cranberry. And then this is like a true cranberry color. And then here you get this
Can I do this?
deep.
Is this annoying?
Yeah, no, not at all.
It was annoying.
Not
Just
at
give me a
all.
look.
You're not annoying. You're not
They
annoying
won't
at
see
all.
you give me a look. You could give it to me.
All right, I'll give you a look. Is that so? You can see the light. I love the light. I love the light by itself. And then this medium and then the dark. You can really see the little bit of brown that we put in that ink to really get that dark color. And you can see that if you're using these with layering stamps or you're using them with other flowers and you wanted to use all three colors together, you can get your lights, your mediums, and your darks with these. So definitely pick those up if you didn't get the kit, because you can use those with so many other things in your collection. And I know Simon Says Stamp has them right now on their website.
We did that because we wanted those people who weren't able to get a kit, who are still going to watch this class, to be able to use these same beautiful cranberries.
All right, so now let's go ahead and make some greetings. All right, we're gonna make all the greetings for these 3 cards. We're gonna do the Happy Holidays, the Merry Christmas, and the Wishing You a Holiday Season Filled with Love. Now I say that, but honestly, you can use any greetings that you want. If one of these isn't your thing, there's no rules, but this is what we're gonna do today, or at least I'm gonna do. I know Heidi's a rebel, she's gonna do something else, but I'm gonna use these 3 greetings, the Happy Holidays, the Merry Christmas, and the Wishing You a Holiday Season Filled with Love. So I'm going to stamp these 2 with dark cranberry, and I'm gonna stamp this one with the medium spruce. What I like about the medium spruce on this one is it creates separation. If I did this with cranberry, it's just so much cranberry. But with these, we've got a lot of other beautiful green on these, so I think that dark cranberry will work really nicely. Now, I want to just talk for a second, if you are new or you're thinking about a grip mat for your Misty. Heidi, pay attention here, because Heidi and I had a conversation about this, but I made her use it last night, and she really did like it. She normally
She's
doesn't,
right.
she normally doesn't use a grip mat, but now all of a sudden she's addicted to her grip mat.
It was way easier than what I was doing. You're right, Gina. Show everybody
Yep.
how to do it, because if they're doing what I'm doing, there's an easier way.
Yeah, so if you have a Misty and it comes with a magnet, the magnet is a great way to hold your cardstock down. However, if you are worried about shifting it all, you can use something like a grip mat. Now, I know Simon has a great grip mat, and there's lots of other grip mats on the market, but one thing that's a little different about this grip mat, this is the Gina K Designs Double Background Grip Mat 2. And the difference between ours and the other ones is that our grip mat actually has 2 background stamps on the back. So you could do a background design by laying it on its back or putting it on the Misty and stamping this way, however you want to do your stamping with background stamps. You've got kind of a houndstooth pattern, and you've got this cool triangular pattern on the other side. But when you flip it over, it's the same material as a photopolymer grip mat, because photopolymer grip mats are the same material as stamps. So we created one that serves dual purpose. And this one is just a tiny bit smaller than the Misty, makes it easy to get out, to grab. And I was showing Heidi that because it's easy to get it out, because she said sometimes she struggles when her paper is on here to pick the corner of the paper up. But when you have this little area here where you can pick this up, then all you have to do is bend it away, and then it's very easy to peel it off. All right, so I'm gonna put a piece of that 80-pound cardstock, one of those extra ones. Heidi, did you cut all of them? Okay.
I cut extra while you're talking.
Okay, awesome. And let me find my stamp set here. So I'm gonna do one at a time. I just feel like it organizes me better. And I'm gonna do the Happy Holidays with the dark cranberry. Now, if you have brand new photopolymer stamps, you know sometimes they can be persnickety. So I like to take a brand new stamp and just rub my fingers over it to try to remove any of the manufacturing residue. So if you're just pulling this out for the first time because you wanted to wait and use these with us, you may have a little residue on there. You can always take your tidy towel and wipe it a little bit first. You can also stamp it a few times with ink on scrap paper, or even add a little embossing ink like a Versamark pad or something like that onto it to help it take ink better for the very first time. All right, and then I'm going to position this here. Now, another thing I wanted to share is sometimes you might get an ink cube that has a little too much ink in it. That happens sometimes. And when I get an ink cube or an ink pad that has a little bit too much ink, the way you know it has too much ink is you get tons and tons of pooling on your stamps. So this one looks good. It doesn't look like it has too much ink, but if it has too much ink and you just can't get it to stamp because the ink is just globbing or pooling, just take a piece of paper towel, take your ink cube and just squish it down on the paper towel to remove a little bit of the ink, and then it'll be just the right amount of ink and you're gonna get a good impression. With some of these small lines in these stamps, I would rather stamp it a couple of times rather than squish it down. So even if it's not perfect the first time, I'll stamp it and then I'll stamp it again, which is another reason why I really like using a grip mat, because it really does grip the paper down and it allows you to not have any shifting at all.
So I'm still using my old-fashioned way. There, in case you don't have a grip mat, you guys can see I'm still using just the Misty with no grip mat. I just have the black foam that comes with a Misty. And I guess the kids would say I'm still stuck in the 1900s. But because Gina just only convinced me last night that grip mat is, I mean, I was stubborn. I'm like, no, I just don't like it for like it's hard for me to get it. She's like, no, here, let me show you. It changed everything. So, thank you.
Yeah, well, either way, too. I mean, if you don't have one, it doesn't prevent you from stamping. You just might need to, you know, use that magnet, make sure it's stuck down nice and tight like Heidi's got over there. All right, so now we're going to do a second one here. All right. What are you using over there, Heidi?
I'm doing Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays because I'm totally obsessed with the font of your stamps.
Yeah, they're pretty.
I love how loopy they are, yet still easy to read and festive.
Well, they are very loopy. It takes one to know one.
Did you just think of that? That's funny.
No, I've been loopy for a long time. It's not new. All right. You know what's nice about these big images too? You can do like gradients on them too, which is really pretty. You know, when they're big images like this, you can, you know, let me show that technique. Let me stamp this one more time, and then I want to show the technique that I'm talking about, because I think it would be fun for you guys to see it and try it. All right, so let me move this out of the way. This is just a fun technique. When I think of things, I gotta show it. Okay, so let's make sure that's on the cardstock. Let me clean this. I'm gonna clean this off here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a gradient. It's kind of like, I don't want to say like a balayage for your stamp, but but it's going to be a gradient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the light carnation, or light cranberry. I keep saying carnation because that is another series of colors we have, light, medium, and dark carnation. I'm going to start with the light cranberry, and I'm going to do the light cranberry toward the bottom. So I'm just going to ink up the bottom of this greeting here, and I'm going to stamp it. Okay. We'll get that nice and solid here. And I'm doing a couple of layers to get it nice and solid. Okay. Now, I'm going to move into the medium cranberry, and I'm going to do the medium cranberry more toward the top. I did grab the right one, right? Reed, did I grab the right one?
It looks right.
Okay, all right. Let's just be safe here. Let me look at the bottom. Oh no, I can see. Here's my dark cranberry. I did put that away. All right, we're good. Okay. All right. I'm tapping on the stamp because I want to make sure it's not wet. All right, so I'm going to go ahead with this medium cranberry here in the middle. I'm going to stamp that. I'm going down into it a little bit more, so these colors are going to blend a little more together.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of fun? We're creating like a tri-color here. Yeah. Now I'm going to get the dark cranberry, and I'm going to go right up here along the edge with the darkest color, just to really darken that up at the top. See, and we've got like a fade. Isn't that cool?
That is beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
So that's another fun thing that you can do with these trio inks. You can create not a balayage. What's the hair thing where you have light? What ombre? Yeah, ombre. Thank you.
Balayage, then?
Well, balayage is more, I think, where you've got like highlights mixing through more toward the bottom. I don't know. I'll ask my hairdresser daughter. She would know. I know she specializes in balayage, so I'll get the details for the next live.
Rita.
That's so funny.
Oh my goodness. All right, so now that I've stamped these two images using the dark cranberry, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp one more. Let's see, I'm gonna turn it this way.
I need one of those grip mats.
I'll go grab one.
She's over there
It's
wanting
okay,
a
Reed.
grip
You don't
mat
have to get another
now.
1,000 steps in today. I just,
All right, I'm gonna do the wishing you a holiday season filled with love. But I had to go right in the middle of this piece of cardstock, right? We're good. It'll be okay. We're gonna be die cutting these out anyway, so it's awesome. Oh, I can push this button and all the comments move. Look at that. I think I've been staring at the same comments the whole time.
Oh.
That was me. Okay.
Gina makes, I want to apply for a job. I don't care what it is so long as I'm within earshot of Reed's laugh. We love
Yep.
Reed's laugh.
I
He
know,
brings
it's
joy
so-
everywhere he goes.
He does. He does.
You can hear me a mile away. You don't even work here. You just gotta be on the same road.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm using the medium spruce now for this one, but you can use all cranberry or all spruce, whatever you want for yours. I love these greetings for inside of the cards, but I also think that they're big and bold enough that they could be for outside of the cards or for your tags, however you want to do it. Okay.
So you're doing 3 greetings, right?
I'm doing 3 greetings. Yep, any 3 that you want. They can all be the same too. All right, so these are the 3 that I'm going to go with. I'm not going to use my ombre, but it is a cool technique. You had to take a look at it. Because you might want to give it a try with other trios of inks. I know Simon has great ink colors. I was oohing and eyeing at Heidi's house at all the Simon colors. I played with a couple of them, and I'll show you what I did later.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're beautiful inks, and she's got a lot of inks that kind of go light, medium, and dark. And we do too. We have the ink trios, the light, medium, and dark spruce and lilacs, a lot of different things.
Let's check on Heidi's.
Let's see what she's doing over there.
Well, this is the pretty thing. But I'll just be frank and tell you all that I have a couple mess ups because I kept moving I didn't have a stick mat.
You didn't have a grip mat.
I didn't have a grip or a stick mat in, so finally I put one in, and the magnet was just not cutting it. So I've got a good one. So I want to know how many sentiments I have, because now I think I have 3 good ones. I have a good one. Oh, never mind.
Well, you know, she's got her sticky mat in there, and the sticky mat is great in the Misty. It works great. Your sticky mat, that stamp and stencil mat that you have in there works great. But let me show you one other little thing.
Okay.
Because even that stencil mat can shift a little bit, right? It can shift to the left a little bit, right? Or the right, depending on which way you use your Misty. If you put your grip mat in first, your sticky mat will stick to the grip mat. This way, if you wanted to do stenciling on here and you didn't want to move anything, it's just going to stay in place. And then you just peel that off the same way you would peel your paper off. So having a grip mat down first, I'm sorry, Heidi, I should have shared.
You're right. Well, but you're right, though. It's like the magnet is level 101, and the sticky mat by itself is level 102, and then...
Yep, you know? All right, so we are going to die cut our greetings now. Ooh, get a little zoom there going. Yeah. Thank you.
Get to see the whole guy.
Yeah, get to see the whole thing. Now this is where we're going to need our second mat again. I don't think we used this mat yet, did we? Did we die cut anything yet? Okay, so we're going to use this, and we're going to cut out our greetings. Now I like to do my die cutting one at a time. I feel like I can really focus and put pressure where I need it and make sure that it cuts out well. So I'm going to do these one at a time. If you like to put them all down at once, maybe you have a magnetic mat and that makes it easier. We have a magnetic mat for this machine, but I don't have it here. It's totally fine. But I'm going to just use this Judikins tape, or you can use Masking Magic if that's what you have, just to hold it in place, and I'm going to cut that out. Now remember, you're probably, if you have the Intricate, you're probably embossing last, so don't forget to turn your dial back to die cut, and then I like to turn it into the center more so that it is the right pressure. Well, lots of people are watching and making, Heidi.
Yay!
It's so awesome.
That means we can all share with the hashtag #SSSMarianLight at the end of class and see what, like, be nosy and see what we're all doing.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what everybody is doing. Now, here's where I give big kudos to Sherry Carroll once again, because when we do our dies, we do them this way, and Sherry did them exactly how I like them. You see how all the bits and pieces are cut out in between here? I love that for greetings. I think these greetings are spectacular because of all of that detail work. I love that. Sometimes greetings are just cut around the outside and then all of this is filled in. I love these openings in here because when you pop them up against something, you still see everything in between there, and it just creates so much more dimension. Love that. So thanks again, Sherry Carroll.
Good job, Cher Bear.
All right, now we're gonna do the Merry Christmas.
There's a question about that hashtag. They said that I do not have Instagram. Can I use it on Facebook? You can use the hashtag on any social media. We just want to see what you're creating. We'll check all of them.
Yeah, you could even do it on YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel, you can put it on your post tab, and you can share pictures there too. So,
Good thinking.
yeah.
Rita, is it in the description of this YouTube video? If it's not, we could add it later.
Yeah. The hashtag, yes, it is.
Oh, cool. Good thinking.
Excellent.
You're usually 11 steps ahead of me. I mean, actually, no, 15,000. Let's be real. He's usually 15 or 16,000 steps ahead of me.
All right, so I've got my 2 cranberry ones cut, and now I'm gonna work on that spruce one. 15,000 steps a day. Wow.
They're not all here. I do walk my dog every day, so that's definitely a portion of it. So.
I bet a good portion of them are here, though.
Yeah, I'm moving around a lot.
He does. He's actually been making those crafty parcels for Black Friday. Doing a lot of them done this week. So
Wow,
good job,
that's gonna be
Reed.
fun.
Thanks so much.
All right, so now I'm die cutting this one, and then we're still going to die cut 2 of the greenery pieces from the die that was part of that poinsettia. So you do actually have 2 die sets in this kit. You have the die set that coordinates with the Merry and Light stamp set and Poly-Glaze sheets, and then you have the die set that coordinates with the 3D embossing folder. The dies that coordinate with the 3D embossing folder are in with the folder, and then the other die set is separate. So if you're going to look at your die set right now to try to find your greenery, it was in with the embossing folder. And then I'm gonna, why can't I pick this up? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna cut from this midnight, right? Isn't that what this color's called? Midnight green?
Yep.
I'm gonna cut from this midnight green, and I don't have to worry about taping that down. And notice I did not detab these. I did that on purpose. You don't need to detab them because you're cutting both of them at the same time, and it's less to lose, right, Heidi?
yes. I've heard Tim Holtz refer to things as losables.
Yes.
This should be a whole nother word in the English language.
Seriously.
Less to lose when they're
Losables.
attached.
That's a Tim Holtz word of the day. I love that. Okay, now if you don't get a good cut, I'm gonna put that back on here, and I'm gonna just flip it upside down, and then I'm gonna cut it a second time. Just flipping it upside down sometimes gives you a better cut. I don't know why that is. Blade side up.
I don't know, but
I
on
just cut
intricate
into
stuff,
my
I'll
plate,
do
but
whatever it
that's all right.
takes to get that beautiful detail.
Yeah. So there we go. pull these out. Oh, I got my tape stuck. So here's one. And I got my tape stuck over here. Let me get my tape off the back. There we go.
You okay?
Yeah,
You want that?
I'm good.
You got it.
Yep, I got it. Okay.
Heidi, can we see your pieces? Right.
Beautiful.
Wow, that ombre really turned out spruce.
Oh, this right here?
Oh, I love that. Look at you.
You got to be careful with that because sometimes red and green make brown, but I like what happened here.
You know what's neat though with
never
this
know.
red and green? Because it's cranberry and you use the dark cranberry, that cranberry actually has a brown undertone. So it works perfectly. You don't see it as like it didn't make mud. It made exactly what it was supposed to. That's beautiful. I love that. That's so nice.
Thanks, guys. You know how to build a student's ego.
Hey, you have a good student. What can you say? Okay, so now we're going to work on some stamping. We're going to stamp a background here for this one here. Reed, can you go to my screen for 1 second? Thank you. So we're going to stamp this background here. We're going to do a little stamp off technique. And before we do that, we're going to cut our tag. And I have a tip for that. So let me show you how we're going to cut our tag. So you can use one of those extra white pieces that you have. You have one for me? Yes, thank you. I know I've been grabbing because I've been demonstrating little techniques here and there and I've used all my extras. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our paper cutter and we're gonna get one of those pieces of white. Now, if you want your piece of cardstock to be thicker, go ahead and use that extra piece of heavy base weight that you have. If you want it to be lighter, you can go ahead and you can use the 80-pound. Hey, Brian, I got disconnected again from the iPad. I think I might be attached to your computer somehow. Okay, so I'm just measuring this because I forgot how big that is. So this is going to be a 3 1/4 inch cut. This is an A2 size cardstock, right? So it measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we're going to cut that at the 3 1/4 inch mark. I'm just going to make one straight cut, and this is going to become our tag. All right?
What width did you cut that? Sorry, Gina, I was looking at the chat.
That's okay.
Width?
I cut it at the 3 1/4 inch mark. So this was just one of those A2 panels,
Okay.
and I cut it at 3 1/4 inches. So you got one?
Got it.
Okay. All right, now what we're gonna do, now this is a little tricky trick. I like this trick. What we're gonna do is we wanna make this a tag, right? So we wanna have these angled edges, but we want them to be even. And that's not always easy when you're just randomly cutting an angle, right, on a piece of cardstock like that. Can you see here how that is just extending over the side? But what I want you to do is to go ahead and cut that angle off right there. Doesn't matter where. It could be more like this. It could be however. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to cut it right there like that. All right. Now, we're going to keep that piece. I'm going to put my paper cutter away. And here's the little trick. So this is how that came off. What we're going to do here is we're going to take this piece and we're going to mirror image it. So it came off here. We're going to flip it and we're going to put it up against this side. Now we're going to take a pair of scissors. We're going to line that up and we're going to hold it right there, and we're going to use that. If it's easier for you, you can draw a pencil line, but we're just going to cut that right along that edge.
A couple people in the comments said they cheated and used the tag trio.
That's okay. You definitely can do the tag trio. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, if you feel like it's too pointed, you can always cut a little bit off the top and make it a little bit smaller.
Mine is definitely too pointed. It looks like a crazy tag.
Okay, so if it's too pointed, all you have to do is get your paper cutter and you can put that in there and you can just cut a little bit off. It doesn't really matter how big this tag is. It's plenty big enough. This way you can have it a little flatter at the top like that. And if you use the tag trio or any of the Simon tags or any tag die set you have, then you just made life easier for yourself. But not everybody has tags, and we wanted to make sure that everybody could make a tag today. So this is a good DIY tag thing. Just remember, whatever you cut off, just flip it so it's the mirror image and use that as your guide. So yours looks great, Heidi. I love that.
Thank you,
See
Gina.
Heidi's.
Good job.
And are you on Heidi's? I can't even tell. So see how mine is just a little wider at the top. Heidi's is a little bit more skinnier at the top. They both look awesome. Okay. So now let's go back to using our stamp and stencil mat. And what I want you to do here is we're going to line this up. Most stencil mats have some sort of grid. And this one is no exception. It's got a grid. So, and if you don't have a stencil mat, you can do it on something like your glass mat, just something with a grid. So this way you know that it's straight, right? See how it's straight on there? Now I'm going to take a piece of this Judikins masking tape. You can also use Masking Magic strips for this. And I'm going to just find a line that I can go up against to make sure that this masking tape is straight. And that's going to give me a nice straight line going across there for ink blending. Now, I'm heavy-handed, so I'm going to take a Post-it note, and I'm just going to cover the top there so I don't get ink anywhere I don't want it. And we're finally going to bring out this cute little baby blending brush that was in your kit. And this is our green blending brush. The length of the tag was 5.5 inches. That's what I started with. But Nikki, it didn't stay 5.5 inches because I did trim a little bit off the top. So my initial size was 3.25 by 5.5. But if you're somewhere in that range, you're going to be fine. All right. So now I am going to ink up this blending brush with some of this medium spruce. Now this blending brush is tiny, so you really could use this more like an ink pad if you want. You can do that kind of blending. And most of my blending here is going to start on this masking paper because I want to get a very, very smooth blend, and I just want to create a decorative, nice straight line edge. So I'm going to start up here, and then I'm going to let the bristles trickle over the edge to add that green ink. This is the way I'm going to get a nice, smooth blend. It's going to just create a line there that's perfect.
And this spruce is available at full ink pad?
So this spruce, the medium spruce, is available in a full ink pad, but if you wanted the cranberries, it actually comes in that set that you have on the website here at Simon Says Stamp. So if you want to try the color first, grab that trio. You can try it. If you like it, you can always pick up the full-size pad and just have your ink cubes to go for your on-the-go crafting. Plus, there's so many fun techniques that you can do with ink cubes. They make great backgrounds. They're great for all those crazy techniques like smacking acetate, which is a great technique.
I've never done that one. Next class, smash acetate.
Are you sure?
We got ideas.
All right, so you can see I'm bringing this down, and I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing this because I want to get a nice fade, but I don't want it to be blotchy. Somebody said, question. I think the answer is no. Oh, well, you never know until you ask the question. All right.
So their follow-up was, can I use the same brush in oxides and inks?
So some people clean their brushes in between and they can use the same brushes, but oxides and dye inks are definitely different formulas, and it could contaminate your ink pads. So you were right. The answer probably is no, it's not a great idea. But if it's all you have, you can always clean them with alcohol in between. And so it would just be a little bit more time for you. So, but I definitely would recommend, if you can, get a separate batch of blending brushes. And you don't need a blending brush for every color. You can get a blending brush for every color family. So
Wait,
you can
what?
Get,
oh, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm teasing. Yeah, I'm teasing. I keep mine for every family, you're right.
yeah. I mean, you know, there are certain colors that really don't fit into your family of colors, where you might have these spruces and they really don't work with the olive greens, so you might want one that's more for your bluish greens and one for your olivey greens. But for the most part, a blending brush for every color family is a great way to get started. And then you can always add brushes. You know, when you need to get that little sale deal or a free shipping thing that might be out there on Simon once in a while, you can always throw an extra blending brush in to make the minimum. All right, so I'm gonna just use a scrap piece of paper here because we're gonna do a stamping off technique.
Woo!
So this...
Oh, I can't wait. I've been looking forward to this.
This medium spruce color is beautiful full strength, but it is a deeper color. So we're gonna do kind of a mix. We're gonna do a little bit something different than I did on that initial tag here so that you can see this mix. We're gonna start by inking up this stamp with the medium spruce. Then we're gonna take that, we're gonna stamp off once, and then we're gonna stamp onto the tag. And you see how you get a much lighter version of that? And don't worry if you get a little bit of ink blotchiness anywhere. You're gonna be putting the big poinsettia on top. You're gonna be putting sequins on here. You're gonna be putting your greeting on there. So don't worry about little blotchies here and there. But we're gonna do, this is called stamping off. Different than smack and acetate. But look how pretty that color is.
Is that really a technique?
It's a technique, yeah. I have a video on my channel of stamping techniques. Oh, it's a doozy, that video. You guys gotta watch it. There's kissing, there's smack and acetate. It's quite a ride.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, all of the people that watch me know me by now. People unsubscribing right now. Sorry. Okay. There's a lot of people going, now I am subscribing now.
Yeah, right? Okay, check that out.
It's a fun place. All right, and you can see, just don't forget to stamp off first. And we didn't take this off yet. Somebody said, what about kissing off? Yeah, you know, we've done that too. Oh, goodness. Stamp off, and then stamp. So now we've got that really pretty light background. How you doing over there, Heidi?
I'm having a blast. So I actually stamped off twice. So this is my second. Okay, this is my stamp 1, stamp 2, stamp 3. Stamp 1, stamp 2, stamp 3. So I don't know.
I love that.
I just went a little bit rogue. But
No, I love that. Just a little rogue. I've never known Heidi to do a little bit of anything.
Yeah, you know,
Right?
Well, the green has such depth that you can do that pretty easily.
You can, for sure. So now we're going to use a different stamp. I used this stamp for my first one. Now I've moved down to this stamp, and I'm going to do the same technique. I'm going to do a little bit of overlapping. All right. So we're going to stamp off. And again, don't worry if you miss any parts, don't worry. You don't really need to use a MISTI for this because this is supposed to be a super light, just wispy kind of background. I'm gonna just wipe that away there. Just supposed to be a mist. It's supposed to look like a very, very soft blizzard in the background. And we've got so much going on top of this that...
I could do this all day.
Isn't it fun?
I love the stamping multiple times with the same stamp. Mm-hmm. And this green.
I know, it's such a pretty green. All right, now I've got most of mine done here in the first layer. And again, like if you have any dark spots like this, don't worry because we're gonna do dark ones, so it's just gonna all blend in. I'm gonna do some very delicate snowflakes now. I'm gonna do this one here, this tiny one, and I'm gonna do this one down here. So I'm using the smaller snowflakes. I'm gonna start with this one right here. And I'm going to stamp now straight on with full color. So now here's where we can fill in anything that didn't work out. See, same ink pad, but how cool is that? That we're getting 2 different colors out of that.
Oh yeah.
And don't forget, go up over that masking.
I can't wait for everybody to show us what they're making.
Oh, I can't wait either. I'm so excited to see.
This is literally one where no 2 snowflakes look the same.
Yeah, you're creating your own little blizzard background. And then we're gonna do that other one, that's just a little bit smaller, which is this one right here, next to the to and from. Just gonna add a few of those. I have this big block here that I'm using. So if you have some smaller blocks, it might be a little easier for you to control, but don't worry about it. The other thing is when you're stamping with a block, stamp, but just leave it there for a second. That's all right. Just leave it there for a second. Make sure you put good pressure on the whole thing, but let it transfer the ink. I love this. Okay, so that is my background. I've got 2 different blizzards going.
Heidi, let's check yours.
Oh, I like the ink blending that you did with the cranberry in there too. That's pretty. I didn't even see that you did that.
Thanks,
I
Gina.
love that. Beautiful.
Cindy
All right.
went shopping. She purchased an outfit with these colors. You know what? So did me and Gina.
Yes. Did you see our outfits? If you're just joining us, we haven't done much from the
that's
front
true.
shot. So let's take a look. See, we are in the cranberry and gold. Right?
The gold matches the sequins.
Yes, here, look. See, we match. There's gold in there, little gold flecks. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pull off this masking paper. And you can see we've got that nice crisp line going across there. Isn't that pretty? I love that.
It's more cool impact.
Isn't that fun? All right, so not everybody has a punch, right? Punches were really popular back in the day, but not everybody has a punch. So if you don't have a punch, one thing that you can do to create a hole in the top of your card is you can use one of your dies from your die collection. So look through your die collection and find a small heart, a small star, anything that's a small little die. Now in this case, I'm going to use the tiny die here from the little star. This is the die that would cut this star out, all right? Is that the one? No, I'm going to use this one. This is the one that would cut that star out. Maybe you're thinking, I don't necessarily need a die to cut that star out, but it came in the set, so why not use it to punch a hole in your tag? And instead of just a plain hole, it's going to be a decorative hole, and it's going to look so pretty. So I'm going to take a little piece of that Judykins and just keep it in place here. You're going to look at all of your dies in a new way because everybody has little heart stamps, little star stamps that might have that little coordinating die that they threw in the set and you haven't even used it. But you're going to be able to use it now to create a hole for your tag. You can also do a whole row of them if you want. And you can have just a decorative edge going across, like right along the card here if you wanted to. So take a look at what you have in your collection. But isn't that pretty? It's more decorative than just a plain circle. And you can see how pretty that looks when you add the ribbon in there. We did another one. We found Simon Says Stamp has a set called
Stars.
Stars. What a unique name. Who put all the thought into that name, Heidi? Was that you? Well, it's easy to remember. And so, so that's a great set, though. If you're looking for something that you could use for a little decorative edge, stars are great because they're great for boy cards, girl cards, any cards. And they're fun for birthdays. They're fun for any kinds of celebrations. So check out that little die set, and then it's perfect with the coordinating stamps. Does it have a coordinating stamp set? That one doesn't. It's just stars, right?
Correct. Just
Okay.
stars.
Hence the name. All right, now before we do our next background, why don't we assemble our tag? So we're going to go ahead and find that dark cranberry poinsettia. And we're going to pop that cranberry poinsettia on there using some foam squares. So I have these Simon Says Stamp, these bigger foam squares. I love these. We're going to go ahead and put some foam squares on the back of this poinsettia. And we're going to hang the poinsettia off the, do you have big ones? Here, you can use these, Heidi.
I'm all good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Tons laying
Yeah,
around here.
here, use these. So just make sure you don't go all the way to the edge because this poinsettia is going to hang off the side a little bit, like that, because we're going to put our Merry Christmas greeting, where'd that go? Here we go, Merry Christmas greeting on top up here, like that. So that's going to be our tag layout. So you could put extra ones up here, but just make sure that you have no foam squares where it's going to hang off the edge. I'm going to add one more foam square up here. I feel like I need it. All
Me
righty.
too. Gina, you're a great teacher. Thank you.
Aw. Well, thank you for having me. This is so much fun hanging out with everybody here at Simon.
I'm having a blast. I laugh a lot, but I'm getting a lot into that.
I love it. All right. Now, I put that just a little too close, but the good news is I can just pull that up and I can cut that off.
Want to show mine, Reed?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of my cranberry edges.
I love your cranberry
I wanted
over
to
there.
show them because I'm so excited. And I really wanted to focus on my favorite part of my poinsettia. So I have a lot of the poinsettia going off the edge. I'm guessing you might tell us we're going to cut the edge off of this poinsettia off.
No, not on that, we're not.
Okay.
But I love that. That's the thing is, you can.
I might.
You can. You
Because
absolutely
it's
can.
a little too much hanging over the edge.
Yeah, but
But
you definitely can do that.
Okay.
So go ahead and cut that off because I want to show them something fun that they could do with what you have left over. Now with this, I'm going to use the small foam squares and I'm only going to put them on the Merry and the Mass. The rest of this I'm just going to use adhesive. So just going to kind of keep track of where you're putting these. And then I do like to cut foam squares in half if they're too big for certain areas. You can just get it in there like that. So that's our Merry. And then we just need something down here on this Mass. So did you cut that off? Mm-hmm. So I love what Heidi did here. What she could do if she wanted is she could add part of it there, what she cut off, and then cut that off too. So you
Yeah.
have a little bit more flour on that. Wouldn't
wanna
that
do
be
that.
fun? And then
I'm-
you're not wasting it because it's just too beautiful. It's too beautiful to waste.
I'll check back in on that.
All right. So now I'm going to take some of the Simon Says Stamp dot adhesive, and I'm going to put that down here on this part. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull off these little liners from the foam squares. And I'm going to pop that into place. So part of this is stuck to my poinsettia, which is already raised, and the other part is raised from the foam squares. And now we're going to add a couple of these cute little gold sequins onto this card. So let's see what Heidi's doing. I want to see
you
how
sure?
it looks. Yeah, I want to see how it looks. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you for the great idea.
You hate to like waste that, right?
Yep.
I might need somebody. Let's see. Okay. So I'm just going to put a few of these on here in different spots. I'll put one there. I'll put one here. Put one here.
Reed, will you use your young eyes to see where I put my little adhesive squares?
I sure will.
Here. I took them.
She's really good at sharing, but I feel like they're right in front of me and I just can't see them. No?
No? I think
Okay.
you did.
I'll borrow Gina's for now. They'll turn up at the end of class.
We can share.
You know, right at the end.
Okay, so now I'm going to add some of these little sequins. And you're going to love these sequins. Are you going to be carrying these sequins, you think, Heidi?
Well, I think we need to now that you said it that way.
I
My
think
goodness.
you should.
Yeah, okay.
I think you should because
Hot dog.
I
Tara,
love-
are you listening? We have a new sequin pack. We got to get in the store.
Tara, we need these because they are so beautiful. Look at the flat. Now, of course, I love the way flat reflects the light. It's so pretty. But if you're mailing a card and you have these flat sequins, you don't have to worry at all that they're going to pop through your envelope. So I love that. I love that. Love that so much. And you can see every card that you're going to make is going to look different. Every tag that you're going to make is going to look different because I was way more heavy-handed with this one than I was with this one. I was more light-handed. So you can see the difference. Here with this one, I didn't use the darker green. This one, I just used the lighter green. So every one that you make is going to be unique and different. That's what I love about ink blending because it's always a fun surprise, right? I don't know if we have any cording. I thought that you brought some, but maybe not. It's okay if we don't. But let me just show you how I do this cording, okay? I'll just take it off of this one. So all you have to do is wrap some cord or twine, and you want to feed this through the back. You want to do that through the back? Yeah, do that. And then loop it through and then pull. And then that's how you add any kind of cording or twine. And then I tied it in a little knot on the top there. So that is, oh, you have some here.
If you want it,
Okay.
no pressure.
No, that's really pretty. If you want to try it, I can show it again. I'm not sure. Let me use the sticky mat. I need something dark here so you can see this white here. I'll use this. So this is a white, just a little cording. It's probably dental floss. That's what it looks like.
Is that mint? Is it mint flavored?
Yeah, it's mint flavored. Hey, if you don't have any, just get some dental floss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that in half and fold it in half again. And that's going to make my loop here. All right. And then I'm coming in from the back of the tag like this. I'm going to loop that through and bring that like that, and then make that little knot at the top. And you could do the knot kind of fancy, like if you cut a little bit too much, you can make the knot a little fancier, like that. And then just cut your edges off. And there you go. That's how to make a tag hanger thing. That's the technical term, tag hanger thing. What are you doing over there?
So I don't have any glossy accents at my table here, but
Oh, let's go to Heidi's overhead.
I gotta add
Oh
my
gosh.
secret ingredient.
Woohoo!
Gotta add some of this rock candy, vintage-inspired chunky glitter. Tim Holtz, thank you for bringing this to market.
Oh, I love that.
I put that in the middle of my poinsettia. So I'm probably gonna dabble it a few other places
that's
too.
beautiful.
But
That's so cool, Heidi.
isn't it beautiful?
Yeah,
I call it
love
my
that.
secret ingredient.
That is.
There's like the regular, really fine stuff, which is this is my big bottle. Oh, I shouldn't even show that. That's long retired.
Yeah.
There's a junior bottle here, but
I think a junior bottle is a good size because that big
Yeah,
bottle is
junior
very
bottle is so
big.
good.
The junior
Yeah,
bottle will take you
the
a while
junior
to-
bottles take you a long time to use, for sure.
All right, look at our beautiful tags, Gina. Should we put them side by side? What do you think, Reed?
Let's put them side by side.
I'll put mine on Gina's. Or
Okay,
is
yeah.
that
Put them over
good?
here because of the dark. They'll
Okay.
really there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Bam.
Oh, and I love that rock. What's it called?
Rock candy. So that one is actually
Tim.
chunky.
Tim. Always coming up with it. Love that. So
Yeah,
there's our
yeah,
tags.
yeah.
And I love your ombre. You did
Thank
a great
you.
job with that. That's really, really great. I love when Heidi goes rogue. I really do. I love it.
Thank you, Mia.
All right.
What's next?
Okay, so now we're going to do one more background. We're going to use the smaller of the two white and green panels. We're going to do the smaller of the two. And we're going to do that same stamping off technique with the snowflakes all over this. Now to make it, I didn't do this on the tag, and I think it might be helpful to hear this if you like to stamp your own backgrounds, but you feel like you don't know how to make it look like a nice pattern. So let's just go ahead and get one of the biggest snowflakes. Susan Opal just said, Gina, I bought your top.
Nice.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Susan, come visit me. We'll wear them together and we'll go out for a martini. That would be so fun. Oh, all right, so I'm going to stamp this. Let me get my glasses because I can't see. I'm going to stamp this off once. Now, when I'm doing a background paper kind of stamped pattern, I like to do 5s. So I'm going to do one in the center. Okay, and then I'm going to do them in the 4 corners, but I'm not going to do them facing the same way. I'm going to turn them a little bit so they're a little bit different, and I'm going to maybe have one a little higher than the other, but I'm still going to have them up in the 4 corners. So here is one, up, down, in the 4 corners. Okay. Remember, stamp off. And then, see what I mean when I say like down a little bit? It's not perfect. The thing that makes pattern paper so nice is that it isn't patterned. It looks like it's scattered, but it's perfectly scattered. If it's too patterned, it looks, I don't know, too regimented or something. I kind of like the looseness of having them in different spots. But this allows you to make sure that you have good fill and that everything is kind of being seen evenly around that piece of pattern paper that you're creating. Okay?
And you're using your second stamp off, Gina? So you're stamping once on the paper and then on the extra paper and then once on your main?
Yes, I'm stamping on the paper, the scrap paper, and then I'm stamping on my cardstock. Okay, now I'm going to do that with another big stamp. So again, I'm using this one right here. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to fill in these 4 areas. But again, it's not going to be perfect. I don't want it to be too perfect, but I still want it to be even-ish. This, I think, Heidi, out of all the things that we've done today, I feel like from what you were saying last night when we were stamping that this is your favorite technique. This stamping
It
off.
really is hard to pick, but I love this.
Yeah.
Love, love. And I just love it with this green.
Yeah, it's great with
Just
this
medium
green.
spruce is just where it's at. And the medium spruce isn't good just for the holiday season. I can see myself using this color of green in the spring and summer.
It's definitely a great green. And I think that what's fun about this is when you're looking at your inks that you have in your collection, maybe you don't have a light and a medium. You can use this technique anytime you need a light and a medium or a medium and a dark, you know, depending on the initial color. Okay, I'm going to use one more big one. How's it going over there?
Great. I was thinking we were done with the okay. One more.
We're going to do one more. And I'm using the big one again, another big one. And I'm going to fill in. I don't know if it's going to be one more. It might be two more. I'm going to just fill in there because I got to fill in the holes. I love making my own pattern paper. There's just something about being able to customize the color. You know, for scrapbookers out there, a lot of times when I've scrapbooked in the past, I'll like look at the pictures and I'll be like, oh, the color of Rena's hat is so cute in that picture. I wish I could find pattern paper that had that color in it. Well, you can make your own custom pattern paper anytime you want, just by using techniques like this. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing, stamp off, and I'm gonna fill in these holes here. I feel like I'm making a lot of noise into the microphone. Sorry about that. It's good?
I enjoy it.
Oh, you do? Okay. I'm looking at Brian to see if he's like wincing because he's got his headphones on.
It's all good.
Okay, so that's a really pretty pattern paper. You could fill in more if you want. What do you think?
Is there such a thing as filling in too much? Because I might have.
Filling in too much? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna use one more. You don't have to, if you already feel like you have too much. I just don't feel like I have enough. So I'm gonna just do this tiny stamp and I'm just gonna fill in a couple little empty holes here. And then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cover it all up with poinsettias and you're all gonna say to me, why'd you worry so much? But you know, maybe it's just me. I like to see it finished. Just filling in these little tiny areas. All right, there we go. So that's a really pretty pattern paper. Now, we're only using one color, but can you imagine, Heidi, stamping all, like the first round of big ones with the spruce and then a second layer with a sea glass or a very pale
I'm kind of
purple.
sad I didn't do that.
I know. I'm surprised you didn't do it. You're just bringing in all kinds of things. So, all right, now we're going to layer these two panels together. So you're going to use your smaller green panel, and we're going to layer those together. This was from the very beginning when we cut that. And we're going to layer them together. All right, let's take a look at what Heidi's doing over there, so I can shut my pump off from beeping.
I'm applying adhesive to the back of my newly created pattern paper that I don't really love. I'm sad there's no blues and reds on it, but you know, I'll live with it for now.
Well, and once you pop your poinsettia on there, you're not even gonna see any of that.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna use the lightest poinsettia. All right. And this is going to, I'll show you the layout that we're gonna do, but then we should put this on our card base before we start attaching all of this. But here is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a layout where we have our poinsettia there, our happy holidays here, and we're going to take one of the greenery down here and one piece of greenery.
Oh, the greenery.
Yep, the greenery pieces
Yeah.
up here like that. So this is gonna be our layout that we're gonna do together, okay? So I'm gonna use the Simon Says Stamp scoreboard, and I'm gonna score one of those white card bases that we cut in the beginning that measured 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm gonna score that at the 4 1/4 inch mark.
So you're making your own card.
I'm making my own card base. Yes, ma'am. Do you have a scoreboard over there?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. Oh, you already did yours.
I wanted to maintain my teacher's pet status even after making an ugly background.
Such an overachiever. Oh my gosh. After making an ugly background, which is not ugly at all. Okay. So now I'm going to adhere this panel onto this card base.
Ooh.
So you get that nice wide perimeter here, this would be the equivalent of our Master Layouts 2 die set. And then we're going to put our poinsettia there with some foam squares. Here we go with the squares again. While you're doing that, I'll quickly do the squares so I can pass them off to you.
I really think that adding the so this is why the magic of master layouts too.
Yeah.
I don't want to tease people because master layouts wasn't necessarily a product included in the kit, but your master layout dies really allow you to layer those.
Yeah, you get it. It's
perfectly.
perfect. It's perfect every time with Master Layouts. So, all right.
Aw, thanks, Brian. Gina's being a good sharer, but in case I use them all, I got extra foam tabs. Thank you.
All right. That is nice. Now you have your own. Stay away from mine. Okay, so I'm gonna put that here. Now the one thing you want to remember is if you're gonna put this in an envelope, you can go outside of the inner panel, but don't go outside, Heidi, of your cardstock. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So your greenery shouldn't extend past the card. It should stay within the perimeter of the card because it's got to fit in that A2 size envelope. So it looks pretty when you go outside of the card, outside of this inner panel. It looks nice when it extends, but you want to keep it inside here so it's going to fit in your envelope. Now, if you did what I did and you put your too many foam squares in there and now you're sticking outside here, just go ahead and just trim that down a little bit. You don't need the whole thing. And I'm going to put that on with a little bit of adhesive. Go in this direction. Do I have this wrong? I know there's not.
Easy to forget. These will go into an envelope, so make them envelope friendly.
You want to just make sure they fit with the envelope. This might be easier to glue down, actually, but we'll go ahead and tape that down like that. And this one, too, I'm going to have to trim this off. So I'm going to trim that right there. Like that, and then just pop that in there. It would be easier, I think, to use glue, because this is such a tiny little bit of cardstock here, but we'll make the adhesive tape work. There we go. Like that. And now the Happy Holidays, once again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just put foam squares in places where it's not going to overlap the poinsettia, and we'll just put dot adhesive over where it does. So kind of the whole top of the holidays and the happy. And I'm going to use those smaller ones, these little ones. Oh, this is fun. I'm having fun with everybody. I hope you guys are all having fun out there too.
Just a reminder, if you're creating along with us, use the hashtag SSSMaryAndLight to share your creations with us.
That'll be so fun. I'm so glad you're doing that because that's going to make it so easy for us to find them if you use that hashtag.
I mean, isn't that what's part of fun being of a teacher? I know when we design products, it's a big part of the fun is seeing what people make with it. So Gina, as a teacher, is that exciting to you to see what people make?
Oh my gosh,
from your class?
It's so exciting, and it's also like as a crafter, it's fun because, you know, I come up with my ideas, right? But then I know lots of people out there are putting their own twist on things, and I get to see other ways to use it for more of my Christmas cards that I want to make with this. So it's just all around fun to see what people do. All right, and that's going to go right up here. There we go.
Very nice of you to do this free class, Gina.
Oh, it's fun. I mean, there's so many great tips and techniques even if you weren't able to get the kit. And there's still a lot of great products from the kit that are available if people want to add them too. So, but even if all you wanted to do today was come and learn some new things, I think it's just fun to do. Now I'm going to add some of those sequins here. There's some glue. A dot there, a dot down here. I don't know how many sequins I want to add. I'm going to start with 3. Do you like the odd number sequins, Heidi, or do you put like 10 million and you lose count?
I think there's no wrong number for sequins.
No? Okay.
I think I'd be curious. Those of you who are watching or have access to the chat, I'd be curious what other people are doing too. Sometimes I don't know until I see it. Like I don't plan, I'm going to put so many sequins, I just part laying them down and then I decide when to stop.
Yeah.
And don't know when to always to stop, but
I know.
they call that winging it maybe?
Yes. It's kind of like the story of our life, right? Winging it. That's what we do.
Reed, will you look and see in that tray over there, that gold dish? It's like almost like a tea thing. I've got glue in there. Is there any glossy accents over there? No, it's not. How can I have a studio without glossy accents? I'll tell you what.
So you can see there that I've attached
William.
5 sequins, but you can put as many as you want. You can also add sequins into the center of the poinsettia. I think I'll do that on this one. I'm going to put some sequins in the center of the poinsettia and add a little bit more gold. I didn't do that on my initial card, but hey, you only live once. So I'm just going to add some glue into the center. Not worrying about trying to follow the actual dots. I'm just going to fill this up with as many sequins as I can. I'll start in the center with one. And then I'm just going to put them around there. I think it'll be fun to have that little bit of extra sparkle in the center on this card. There we go.
Sparkle's good.
That little cluster of sequins is so cute. Put that down there. And then once that glue dries, you won't see the glue anymore. And we've got that. Let me go close up here, Brian, to just show them what that looks like with the extra little bit of sparkle in the center there. It's kind of fun to see that. Okay. All right. So far we've got 2 projects made, right? We've got our tag and we've got our first card with our lighter poinsettia. Oh, Heidi, you gotta go to Heidi. She's Heidi has the glitter. Oh, I love it.
You know, this might be too rogue for you, Gina, because this is not in the class. I'm sorry.
No, that's not too rogue.
I just love the glitter.
I love it. Oh, look how pretty that is. Oh, that is so pretty.
I know glossy accents are the best. And Reed just left. I have a feeling he wants to go grab some glossy accents.
Oh, he's grabbing glossy accents. Okay.
Okay, want to put my card next to yours so people can see just different options?
Yep. Okay, so here's mine. I have glitter on mine now. I have
You're welcome.
Mine with the sequins, and then Heidi has hers with the rock candy. And is that the thinner rock candy?
So the chunky's in the middle and then thin is all around.
Oh, that's really cute. I love that. It feels very snowy.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that would be really pretty on these branches, too. It would look like snow on the pine. That'd be really pretty. I know, now she wants to do that. Oh, she's doing it. Oh, no. All right, well, while Heidi goes rogue again, we are going to do our final card, which is that last piece of white cardstock and green cardstock that we cut. Now, these were the bigger pieces, right? We're going to start just with the white piece. Did you do it?
Yeah.
I want to see what it looks like.
I mean, quickly.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That's my bad.
Oh, I like it. I love the glitter on there. It does feel like snow on your pine. That is so pretty. I can never get enough sparkle for the holidays, so glitter, sequins, put it all on there.
Amen.
Okay, so now we're going to take the last 2 poinsettias. These are the ones that we did with the medium carnation. And we're going to tape these directly onto the card to kind of put them together almost like a little puzzle piece there. They're not going to be facing the same direction. Just try to get them as close as possible, like that. They can even overlap if you want them to. They can overlap a little bit. That would be fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape the bottom one. Let's see, did I tape them both? I taped them both. All right, so we're gonna just position them like that so that they're close together, and we're gonna tape them right onto the cardstock using the tape runner. Oh, I can't see. There we go. Put my glasses on. Now you probably don't need tape going all the way to the edge because you're probably going to tape it onto your glass mat, but that's all right. A little bit won't hurt. And then we're going to do the same thing up here. And we're going to feed that right in there like that. Okay. How are you doing over there, Heidi?
Awesome.
Okay.
I love doing this, Gina. Thank you. I just popped my one up.
So now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to cut this close to right up against the edge. And I'm just going to cut the top edge because I don't really like cutting a lot with scissors, but I needed a straight edge because now I can get my paper cutter because I needed a straight edge somewhere. I can get my paper cutter and I can go and just make sure that that's butted up against the edge here. The white part is butted up against the edge. And now I can cut the rest of that off like that. Now I can do the same thing here. I'm going to make sure that this right here is butted up. I can feel it right up against the blade. Okay. Now, if you just want to go straight away with scissors, that's fine. But I find that I get such a nice crisp line with the paper cutter that it makes it easier for me. I love the dual poinsettias on this card. I think having the two of them on there is so pretty. And because it's such a big poinsettia, you kind of look at it and think that only one will fit on the card. But when you do this kind of split look, it looks so nice. Now my greeting's going to go right here off to the side. Just don't cover the centers of the flowers wherever you put your greeting because we are going to put sequins over those, unless you choose not to. If you don't want to put sequins on yours, you don't have to. Now before I do that, I'm going to assemble this together with my midnight green. It's so hard for me to remember the names because I have my own cardstock colors, and this is close to my Christmas pine, but it's darker, and I think those two colors together would be spectacular. So if you have my Christmas pine, pick up some of this midnight green and mix them together. It would be beautiful for the holidays. Great green. It's the green that's almost black, so it makes me feel comfortable that I'm getting my black layer in there. And I am going to score my other card base here.
Can I ask the audience something while you're scoring your card?
Yeah.
Reed, on my camera, I've got the sentiment, and I want to do my card this way.
Ooh, horizontal, I love.
So should I put the sentiment in the top left corner, or the top right corner, or in the middle?
Well, I have a preference, but I want to see what the audience says.
Let's give them a little bit
Let's
of
give
time.
them some
Top
time.
corner, bottom corner, or middle. That's what's so neat about live classes. We can have the students all contributing to like the ideas.
I know, and so often they have better ideas than I have, so I love when they contribute.
Uh-oh, we're getting a lot of
A lot of conflicting.
Yeah. I'm seeing bottom right a lot. I'm seeing middle a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Middle and bottom right seems to be the top two. Middle, I would say, has got a slight edge. Now, yeah, bottom right's taking over. I would say let's go bottom right.
All right, I'll go bottom right.
That does look gorgeous. I love that. That's beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so I am going to put mine on with foam squares, but you can tape it straight down if you want, or pop yours up. So would you go with bottom right they wanted?
That's what I'm gonna do. Yep,
Okay.
just get my little stickers on it.
All right, that's good. That's good.
You do lives, Gina, is it every Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Yeah, I go live every Tuesday night and every Thursday at noon Eastern time. I'm sorry, noon Central time. Where am I? Noon Central time, 1 o'clock Eastern. Yep, every week.
And then on Tuesdays you go live what time?
Oh, 7 p.m. Central, which is 8 p.m. Eastern.
You might have answered that. I was
I don't know that I did.
not multitasking very well over here with my stickers.
I know, I'm like talking and I don't even know what I'm saying, which is great for teaching a class.
Oh, you're doing...
A great asset to have when you're talking and you don't even know what you're saying.
Gina, they want to know, was your opinion the bottom right, or were you?
Oh, yeah. What was your opinion, Gina?
My opinion was the middle.
She's going rogue.
Yep, I
bottom
know,
right.
I know. But again, I like the bottom right too. I think that looks good. My least favorite was the top. So I don't know. I was thinking symmetrical, but then also, you know, kind of that asymmetrical look is so cool. So I think it's going to be perfect. Oh no, these are sticky. Okay, so let's get the Wishing You.
So I had a bunch of white space at the top now that I don't like.
You don't like it? I love white space.
So I just pulled another white set out of the trash.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that. Yeah, I love it.
So now I have 3. There we go.
That's
There's
great.
the Karat empty spot.
Yeah. That's great. All right, so I am filling the centers of this poinsettia with glue, and then I'm going to put sequins in there. So I've got a bunch of sequins here, and I'm just gonna fill her up. Now this is our last card of the class, but I want to demonstrate a couple of things for you. So it's not over yet, so don't go away. And I've got extra samples to show you because Heidi and I were playing in her craft room at her house last night. And I was having a lot of fun with some of the Simon inks, and we even did something without color, which I think you're going to really like.
That's going to be
Right?
cool to see.
Isn't that fun? So I'm going to show you some additional samples.
So I've got one other thing to go crazy rogue on.
Okay.
What are you doing?
God.
Hear that?
I hear it. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's do it. Oh, I love that you use the kit box too. That's smart.
I appreciate using the kit box.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What do
is
you mean,
that?
Reed?
What is that?
You mean you clean up after me sometimes? That is a spritz. That's the Tim Holtz Express spritz in hickory smoke.
Ooh. Oh, that's so pretty. That looks great.
I know it's not in a kit, Gina.
No,
so
but
I'm
that looks
went
like
a little
a-
bit extra rogue today.
That's very spattery. I love that.
Gina had no idea what I was going to do.
I told her, go rogue, do your thing, girl. Okay, so here's my unspritzed card. There we go. And can we do that angle? Can we do that close up, Brian?
Yes, we can.
Or Reed? So you can see here, I just want to show you the sequins there, how they look in the center. So I just kind of did like a circle of like 5 around the outside and 1 in the center, and it covers pretty well. So that's that. So there's that third card. So we've got our beautiful tag. We've got our pretty holiday, happy holidays one here. we got accomplished. I want to know, out of how many of you that have been crafting along with us, how many of you were able to make all 3 cards or are already on your last card and you've been able to kind of keep up with the pace of the class? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Oh, Heidi, yours are gorgeous. And I love, look at Heidi's. Look at her unique spin that she put on every one of those. I'm jazzed by that one where you pulled the poinsettia out of the trash and the spritz on there, the Tim Holtz stuff. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That is beautiful. And I
How
also
much
like that
fun.
you didn't put it on the green. You didn't put the green shadow layer on there. And I think that that's really pretty. That
cut it the wrong
almost,
size.
that almost looks like a painting. Doesn't it?
I love
Look
it.
like a painting? And that's what's beautiful about the way these layering stencils work together is they really do look like no-line watercolor.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they?
Stars of the show, for sure.
Absolutely.
A decent amount of people were able to do all 3 projects.
Oh, yay!
Oh,
That's
great. Made all 3 me. The last keeping up great pace.
That's awesome.
Don't worry, Tracy, if not today, there's always tomorrow. We are going to keep this video live on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel for everybody to watch at their convenience. You can pause it. We'll keep it live and you can pause it, watch it and rewatch anytime you want. And I know that Gina actually even took it a step further. Like she was saying, we were in my craft studio last night and she took these same products that she's showing us now and stepped in a different way. So do you want to take a minute, Gina, and show
do.
everybody other ideas? She's not going to teach the actual how to do
No.
it. You've already seen the techniques, and
I'm
why
going
don't
to
you
show them. I'm
them?
going to show them 2 things with the fuse.
Great.
And then I'm going to show you all the other samples that I made because there are more samples than we actually made in class, okay? So for those of you that are new to foiling, and this will only take but a minute to show you, this is the fuse foiling system right here. This is like a laminator, but it is designed for the purpose of foiling, so there's different settings on it for different types of cardstock and vellum and things that you would want on here. So I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to turn it up to setting 3. Setting 3 is perfect for our Poly-Glaze sheets. So this is what the Poly-Glaze sheets look like. They come in a pack like this. You get 6 sheets of this particular design. This is called Merry and Light. And this will also coordinate with that die set from the kit, or if you didn't get the kit and you purchased the die set with the stamp set so that you can use it for your holiday cards, you can also pick up the coordinating Poly-Glaze because everything in the Poly-Glaze is sized to perfectly be cut out with this die set. So I want to show you how easy it is to do this.
Do we have
so
foils?
I have all my stuff
Oh,
here.
good.
Now
There they
one
are.
thing that you might want to pick up, people are always asking me where to get Swiffer dusters. I didn't know, but Simon Says Stamp has Swiffer dusters in their store. Well, they're very much like Swiffer dusters. It's the Simon brand stuff, but they work just like a Swiffer duster. So I'm going to take one of these out. So if you don't have them, I know a lot of our international friends can't even get these. So it's great that you have them. And then I'm going to show you this using some of the Gina K Designs 14 karat gold foil. And my projects use the 14 karat gold, the sterling, and then I'm going to show you how to foil 1 sentiment from the Merry and Light Poly-Glaze sheets, and I'm going to show you how to foil one of these Poly-Glaze sheets, which is our Flurries set, and then one of my card projects uses the Winter Snow set. And all of these, Reed, I believe all of these are linked into the description. So if you're looking for these, you don't have to take notes, just check out the description here on YouTube and also on the blog, Simon Says Stamp blog. You'll be able to find all of this information. All right, I'm going to hand these over to Brian because I have open ones and I don't want to accidentally use their good inventory. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is this background. This is one of my absolute favorite Poly-Glaze sheets. If you are thinking at all of doing any laminator foiling, add the Flurries, that's this one, into your cart immediately. And here's why. This is not snow. Here, let's do the side shot here. This is not snow. Look at this design. This is stars and dots. We called it Flurries because it's perfect to look like snow, but it's also beautiful for birthdays, for any time you want a little shimmery, light, delicate background. So although we called it Flurries, I use it for just about everything, and you will not, that won't last long in your stash, it won't.
Be nice for birthdays too.
Birthdays, perfect. For Valentine's Day, do it in red. I mean, it is just one of those perfect all-around backgrounds. And the thing that's nice about it is it's not very busy. It's simple, and you'll see that in just a minute. Now I'm going to take a piece of the 14 karat foil, and I'm going to cut it down to cover the Poly-Glaze sheet. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that here. And then I'm going to take a Swiffer duster, and I'm going to lightly, I have to do this now because Heidi made so much dust with the rock candy. It's all over the place. You want to make sure that you dust the back of your foil. And this works too with any toner sheet designs or any kind of laminator foiling. Dusting the surface of your design and the back of your foil removes any dust that might not allow the foil to adhere properly. And then in your fuse, you get a carrier sheet. So I'm going to use the carrier sheet that came with the fuse. If you don't have carrier sheets, I know Simon Says Stamp carries the ThermoWeb line, and ThermoWeb has crafting carrier sheets that are made out of parchment, but they're silicone lined, so you can also use those. So I'm going to send this through. And you can see how quickly the fuse heated up. It's a 3-minute warm-up. It's ready to go.
Tim in the comments says that he can relate, Gina. The rock candy being thrown everywhere. Yeah.
Tim, we can blame you. You're the one that came out with the rock candy. You're really the one to blame for me spreading around the earth.
I love it though, Tim. It's beautiful. That's a great product. And guess what? When Heidi's not looking, that's going in my bag. I'm taking that home.
That big bottle, I think you could buy on eBay for about $1 billion.
Yeah, no,
I might put that under lock and
The
key.
big one's a little big. I think that one's perfect. Plus, it's such a cute bottle.
The
It just
junior
looks
bottle,
cute on
yeah.
your shelf. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let that cool for just a second. Just takes a second. And then somebody said, can you see Gina's face on the foil? Yeah. Looks a little scary, actually.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to peel and reveal. Look at this beautiful foil design. Look at that. Oh, when we hit the light the right way. Isn't that magical?
Tracy, you're right. Stars and dots.
Stars and dots, that's all that is. So it can look like snow in the background if you do it with like a silver glitter foil, like our sparkling silver. But if you did it in this gold, it would be great for a 50th anniversary card. I mean, it is good for anything. So let me show you something that I made with this. Let me find my extra samples over here. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna foil one greeting first before I show you. I know everybody's
such
going,
a tease. Oh.
I want to foil this greeting. So this is the Happy Holidays greeting. And I'm going to take that little extra piece of foil that I cut off of the first one, and it just has to cover the Poly-Glaze design. And we're going to foil the greeting because I just want you to see how pretty it looks in gold because my sample here is in silver. So I want you to see both of them because silver and gold are both great for the holidays and anything. I mean, who doesn't like sparkle? You should see Heidi right now. She's actually covered in sparkle. All right, and we're going to send that through.
Is that silver?
This is gold.
Okay.
I just wanted to do the gold because the card is all silver so they can see what both looks like. So again, just looking at that beautiful, and here, the thing about the Poly-Glaze is, check that out. There's never any black spotting when it comes to Poly-Glaze because there's no black, there's no toner. So every little bit is covered, but if something was missing a tiny little bit of foil, you'd never see it because that Poly-Glaze is clear and it's just printed over that Poly-Glaze is put on top of gray print, very, very light gray. So it's perfect.
How good that looks on camera.
I know, isn't that
Brian and Reed,
gorgeous?
way to go getting all
Yeah.
the cameras set up.
Yep. All right, I'm going to turn this off and get this out of the way, and we will peel and reveal this beautiful design. Look at that. Happy holidays. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
So crisp.
Oh, yeah, when you catch that light, look at
So
that.
do the dies for the stamps fit that?
They fit perfectly. So if you wanted to cut these out, all you have to do is grab the coordinating die and you lay that right on top, and that's going to cut out that Poly-Glaze perfectly. So if you're just all about foiling and maybe you don't even want the stamps, pick up the die set and a few packs of the Poly-Glaze sheets and you'll have all of the beautiful greetings you want. But I highly recommend getting the die set, the stamp set too, because if you run out of Poly-Glaze, you still are going to want to be able to use these dies. So it's just a great combination of looks. I love that. Okay, so now I won't be a tease anymore. So I want to show you the first card that I made using the gold. I'll show you that first. So here's a card that I made. Now, remember this background that we made? What I did was I cut a blank poinsettia out of this background, and I put it through the embossing folder, and now my poinsettia is all sparkly. Look at that. You still get all the poinsettia detail, but the poinsettia itself is also sparkly. And then I used that blizzard background. That was blizzard, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't that nice? So that's a way that...
Sorry, winter snow.
Winter snow, sorry. We have two snowflake designs. We have blizzard and winter snow. They're both very blizzardy and wintry, and I think winter snow has a lot more snowflakes in it, and that's what I wanted to use for this. Now, the cool thing about this is the background, it's pretty busy back there, but the poinsettia covers it, but it's just enough, and that poinsettia with a little bit of sparkle in it. Do you like that, Heidi?
Oh yeah.
I love that. And you can see the greeting cut out with that foil. And it matches beautifully with the sequins. We use those gold sequins that are in the kit. Now, these colors are Sun-Kissed Coral or was it Coral Reef? Reed, look at I gave that information to Stephanie, yeah, because I made these a while back, and I wrote everything down. Yeah. I believe it's
video.
Red Hot and Sun-Kissed Coral, or Red Hot and Coral Reef. Okay. Now, I also decided to do a silver version. So we all love this beautiful gold Poly-Glaze. Here is the silver version of this. Let's get it in the light here. Look at that, in silver with the silver Flurries and the silver Merry Christmas. And I did this in shades of turquoise. So that is a fun way to do it. Now, I didn't have any Poly-Glaze foil here in the poinsettia, but I played off of all of that silver with our black, gold, and silver metallic pearls to add shine there. So that kind of pulls that poinsettia into that foil feel.
Confirmed it is Sun-Kissed Coral.
Sun-Kissed Coral, thank you. Yeah. Okay, and now I'm gonna show you one that we made last night. I love this one so much.
Is this the white on white?
Yeah,
Oh,
we decided to do one with no ink blending. So look at that white on white, and we did silver again. And these embellishments in the center are the Simon Says Stamp Cottontail embellishment mix. I was digging through Heidi's craft room, and I'm like, what are these? And never retire them.
I love it.
So add those, Cottontail, you gotta add those to your cart too. Isn't that gorgeous? The thing that's cool about these is they don't have a hole in the center, and they look like mirrors. And they just play off so well with that silver foil and that silver Poly-Glaze background. Oh, isn't that pretty? And you can see all of that gorgeous detail in that flower when it's not too much in the light. In real life, you can see it really well. And it's just white on white, so elegant, just so tasteful. And I know a lot of you guys love that clean look for the holidays. It just feels so snowy. And then I'll show you one more thing. We made one more tag last night, and I had to use two of the Simon Says Stamp ink colors. I used Clematis and I used Heather. So look at that, the purples. Isn't that so pretty? So I did the stamp on and stamp off background that we did for this. I did that same tag technique, but I did use the star. So this is from that uniquely named die set called Stars. And I just did a little star at the top to cut out for the hole. And then what was this, Heidi? You said you had this.
Tim Holt, or that's the Simon Says Stamp black and white twine.
Okay, so this is the Simon Says Stamp black and white twine. And what I liked about this when I was digging through Heidi's stuff is it's got that little fleck of gold in it. So that little fleck of gold, and then the black, which plays off of the black greeting, and then all of the gold sequins. So it's kind of a nice mix, beautiful tag. You could see that hanging off of a wine bottle or some fresh baked bread or cookies or something. Definitely a beautiful tag to create with this set. So here are the extra cards.
That was Silver Sparkle Ranger cardstock. That silver.
Oh yeah, Ranger Silver Sparkle cardstock in the background. That's beautiful. Yeah, I was digging through Heidi's whole craft room, having a lot of fun.
You guys want to talk about a dream? I mean, to have Gina in my studio.
Oh, we had so much fun. So look at all the beautiful projects you can make with your kit. Or if you don't have this poinsettia, grab a big poinsettia stamp that you have and pick up these greetings and dies and just go to town and make a lot of these beautiful cards for your holiday cards. What do you think, Heidi?
I love them. I'm just over here taping down some of my ends.
Some of your ends?
Yeah.
Heidi, let's see your finished product.
I was just taping down some of my ends. They
Yeah.
were coming up because I didn't put tape all the way to the ends.
Yeah, they are beautiful, and I love how Heidi used the cutaway pieces to create more poinsettias. You know, she's got 3 poinsettias essentially on that card on the left, and she's got 2 on her tag, where mine was just hanging off the tag. She trimmed hers up and added another one on the side there. Beautiful. And I love, let's go back to Heidi. Okay, look at that ombre right there. Look at that ombre. I love that. So many cool techniques.
So many cool techniques, Gina. And don't forget, share what you're making.
Yeah.
SSS, Merry and Light. Right? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Merry and Light. That's the hashtag on social media so that you can share what you're making and we can see it. And we'll post what we made too on social media and see it. Gina, what a great class.
Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me out here.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, you guys are great. Brian, Reed, you guys are rock stars back there.
Do you guys want to come in behind us? Can you fit back here? We even made a platform for
Give
Gina.
some hearts to Brian and Reed. We need some
big
hearts, some emojis. Pick your
And
favorite
Tara,
emoji.
Beth, moderating behind the
Yeah, great
scenes.
job,
Hello,
guys.
everybody, and Susan.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
all. And to people from all over the world. Look at this chat. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going crazy.
It
Thank
is-
you.
yeah.
Thank you all, because we get to do this because of you. So thank you for joining us. There was a question that I have a couple questions I saw in the chat that I'll go through before we say goodbye.
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
okay.
Thank you guys.
So-
Thank you so much.
The biggest question.
They make the magic happen.
Yes.
They really do. They make
More
the magic
secret
happen.
ingredients.
Yeah.
We should put some sparkle on them for their secret ingredients. Yeah.
Grab the rock candy.
Yes. So I think probably the most asked question I was seeing in here was if there's re-inkers for this cranberry ink cube. I mean, I'll let you answer, Gina, about the re-inkers for the inks.
Well, stay tuned because very shortly we will be releasing all of the re-inkers for the inks and the full-size pads too. So if you want to try these colors and see if they fit your projects, get the ink cubes today at simonsaystamp.com, and then pretty soon we'll have all of the colors at simonsaystamp.com in pads and re-inkers.
Maybe even cardstock.
And maybe even some cranberry cardstock.
Yay! Okay. So that really lowered my breath,
Maybe.
you know, because nobody can hear that with my microphone.
No,
I
yeah.
should have gone through some of these questions. The other question I kept seeing was about the embossing folder with the stencil and the dies. Those were just for this class.
Yeah.
So you can substitute other products, but the stamps, the dies, the Poly-Glaze, the dies that match the stamps, the Poly-Glaze, the inks, all of that is available at simonsaystamp.com. So people can still come in and grab those if they want.
Yep.
So I guess I should have done that before I called everybody in and said thank you.
No,
But
no.
That's a good thing, though.
That's it. They have to actually be over there when we're done, right? So they have to
yeah.
be back over there.
Oh, that's a good
and
point.
also remember, check out Simon Says Stamp website, because if you need a big poinsettia to make these cards and you did get this embossing folder, I was perusing your website last night. You've got so many beautiful big poinsettia stamps. coloring stencils, all kinds of things that they can use to mimic all of these cards. So check out what
we
they have
want to be a
over
one-stop
there.
shop.
You
so
are.
Lots of points at us.
Definitely.
Thank you all for joining us. Please share what you make. It's so much fun to see it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
And I guess this is Toodaloo.
Bye.
Toodaloo, bye.